Man, figures. Step right in front of the microphone, go to breathe in. Start this whole shebang off, and then instantly yawn. That's a great sign. That's a fantastic sign. I love that. If I'm tired and it's my break, what am I going to feel like when I start going back to school starting tomorrow? Well, I'll tell you how it's going to feel. It's going to feel fine because I'm going to go to bed at the appropriate time every night, and I'll be good. I've actually already started sleep schedule to work it backwards, because before, in previous semester, I didn't have to be to school until like 11 o'clock, so I could, get up at 8:30 or something like that and be, have plenty of time. I have an hour and a half before I would have to leave. But now I have to be to school by 9 o'clock on 3 days a week. So I have to get up at 6:30 in order to have the same amount of time. And that's early for me. I had to adjust back 5 minutes at a time several times over the course of the past few weeks in order to get there. So, it's just one of those things. You just do it and take your time with it and hope for the best. So. All right. I took a drink. That's a good enough sign for me. It's been 5 minutes. We didn't wait on the screen for very long because the intro's like 3.5 minutes long by itself, but that's okay. Here we go. When Vanille awoke from crystal stasis, she sought to deny her focus, Cocoon's doom, by lying that she, like Fang, had lost her memory, but instead of preventing a catastrophe, she only spurred her friend into reckless action. Desperate to prevent Vanille from becoming a Seath, Fang suggested they attack a Sanctum Fal'Cie to kickstart their memories, and the tragic incident near Iriday Gorge was the result. Separated from her friend after their escape, Vanille drifted aimlessly until she happened upon Sarah. Though Snow's fiancé thought the meeting was their first, Vanille knew exactly who Sarah was. She was the girl who had wandered into the Bodum vestige only to be turned into a l'Cie, a replacement for the Grand Pulsians who had seemingly abandoned their focus. Feeling crushed by guilt and cruel fate, Vanille would have given up there and then had it not been for Sarah's advice that if things seem too much to deal with, you should face them later. If you can just survive, there's always the hope that you can overcome your problems. That hope is what has kept Vanille going until now. When she describes a touching interlude to Snow, the kind-hearted hero renews his promise to fulfill his beloved Sarah's wish. Sorry, reading so fast sometimes makes you miss a few syllables. And lightening her anger, now a distant memory, means to help him do it. And that's all fine and good, but they keep talking about Sarah being the replacement to Vanille and Fang's focus. And that it doesn't sit right with me, because, it feels like, judging by the context clues they've given us so far, the Pulse Fal'Cie only have one thing in mind ever, and that's destroy Cocoon. They will give you literally no other focus other than that, although I suppose they are telling some Pulsians to kill monsters, but those ones are so far gone at this point that they've turned into stone and they can't go anywhere. So those ones, at least in my brain, had those foci hundreds of years ago and never finished them. So they're only just now coming up because we've proven our worth enough? I don't know. I guess it's complex, but it doesn't feel like Sarah's a replacement for Vanille and Fang's focus. It just feels like same old Pulse Fal'Cie, But I guess we can ask one of them, since that one's up at the top of this tower, if we ever get there in this Pandora's box of a labyrinth. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIII, the stream edition. Last time, good lord, what did we do last time? We made it through Mahabara, we made it through the Sulia Springs, and we started on Tajin's Tower, where we are going to attempt to get to the uppermost tiers in order to get to Erba. And who did I have use the elevator already? I think everybody in the main party that I have here has used the elevator already. But do I want the other ones to use this elevator for now? Now, you know what? Let's just have Lightning use this one, and then I'll have somebody else use the next one. Because I think, if I remember correctly, the next mission, because we need to do 2 more missions. We did mission 24 already. The next mission has you taking an elevator as well. So we'll just have them push the lever. Because I think, if I remember right, the next mission is like a mini-boss, basically, against an enemy that, well, I guess could be considered a mini-boss, so we'll wait until we fight them, and then we'll go from there. In terms of the elevator stuff, that is. God, do I feel like fighting Yakshas and Yaksinis? I mean, not really, but I think Snow's only, like, what, 11,000 CP away from being done with Saboteur? Although I might actually have Fang go a little higher in Ravager just to take advantage of her higher strength, honestly. I'm not 100% sure yet. Oh no, he's still a ways away. Yeah, he's still quite a ways away. This is stage 7 though, right? Yeah. Once you start getting into the gust spells for Snow, that's when you've gotten past stage 6. So we don't really need that. Unless we want level 2 roll level, but we can't get that for Snow yet, if I remember correctly. We need to wait until, excuse me, stage 9 before roll level 2 becomes available for any of the secondaries, so. 18, 36, 54. Oh no, I was right, 90,000 CP, so he's only 11,000 off. Alright, cool. What else? Oh yeah, before I forget, I also wanted to buy something for Saz. Just in case I decide to do something later with him. I'm not sure if I'm going to yet. But just in case I do, to make sure that I'm at the level I want to, I actually want to buy this node directly above Cure. It only gives 10 extra HP, which is not a whole ton for Saz, but it will set his hit points to a very specific level if I decide to do what I want to do with him. Well, I don't want to do it with him later, but there's like... There's a weapon that you can get for him that it has really high power in exchange for having a reduced amount of HP, but you can equip a bangle to fix his HP totals, but the bangle requires like 70 million investment points in order to get properly adjusted, so I don't know if it's something I actually want to bother with, but I guess we'll find out. Keep that up, Hope. We'll just, actually, just do one of these. See if that works out okay. No, works out for that one. I'll just do 5 ruins, excuse me. Get rid of the Yaksini. And then we can go from there for the Yaksha. I just don't want to get blasted in the face by their war dances. Seems like not a great idea. Well, we've almost got him, so. Feels weird though. I played ahead a little bit again while I had the couple of days off, and it feels weird not having... There's an item that we're going to get in a little while that I'm actually going to... It's an accessory, and I'm going to replace one of the accessories we have with it, and it's weird not having it, but I mean, that's just pretty normal, honestly. So I don't think we can, get this to come up yet, because the Stargate isn't active yet, you see. We got to wait for the Stargate to be active before we can get the elevator up here, so... Let's just wander around the 5th tier and see if we can find anything else. No, apparently not. Actually, I think... Oh, no, you know what? I think I meant to come back up here because I wanted to double check and see if there was any treasure that I missed anyway. But if I remember correctly, I checked off screen a couple of days ago, and I said, no, there's no treasure. So, we may have made that trip for no reason because this isn't available currently. But we'll go see if we can find the way to get it available. Because I think we go that way at some point here. And just leave well enough alone over there. So, you know, maybe that's why in the back of my head I was like, no, I don't think I should get anybody else out to use this elevator because we didn't actually have to use it. That would explain a lot, actually. So. Oh, and that weird funky number that I couldn't tell what it was, and it looked kind of like an 8 over there. Yeah, that's a 3, actually, because watch it tick down. See, it's a 2 now in the hundreds place on the elevator position. The 8 is just, it looks like an actual 8, but a 3 looks like a funky 8, which I guess is somewhat accurate, but a 3 kind of has holes in it, unlike an 8. Thank you very much. But, oh, whatever. Okay, so now we'll go back in the opposite direction and see if we hit mission 26 over here, then I definitely missed something because we should see mission 25 next by going this way. So, but I mean the objective marker is pointing to this elevator anyway, so I gotta imagine we're in the right place. Oh wow, you guys actually got your aim together for once. That's impressive. Didn't expect that. Anyway, these are Varkalachis, I guess. They're as weak as you'd expect them to be, considering they're non-boss flying Seath. Don't really have much going on for them. Hell, they have so little going on for them that I was going to say we might not hit our target time depending on how low that goes. But no, we're okay. Alright, we'll grab this, and then we'll get somebody else out to do the this elevator. Oh good, 2 rainbow anklets, thanks. I'm sure I'll use those to resist whatever debuff those... Oh, you know, I had Fang use the elevator as well. That's who I had use the elevator too. So, I guess I'll rejig my paradigms once I'm done with this. I mean, I guess I could just give all of them the same paradigms that the main party has anyway, but they just don't have the, whatchamacallit. They just don't have the tetratic tiaras and all that. But let's see where we end up first, and then I'll figure that part out. I think because I know for a fact that one of the fights we need to do at the end of this area is one that I would want to have Vanille be the party leader in. I think we'll have her do that elevator last because I mean, I'm already going to have her as party leader, so it'll be like a just reward for her completing the battle efficiently, I guess. Although, I think, if I remember correctly, that battle we also want to get a preemptive strike, so I guess I'm kicking myself a little bit for using up all my Deceptisol, but not that badly, because I don't think it's too hard to get a preemptive on that one, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that should be good. I still kind of want Snow to be the Saboteur in most cases. There are some cases, and I'll talk about them, where Lightning would be better just because of Deprotect access, but we're not quite there yet. And this particular enemy is not one where Deprotect will really help us all that much. I think D-Shell works, but I'm just forgetting if we fought this guy already yet. Probably not, because we didn't fight the Varkalachi, so... Yeah, not yet. It's a vampire! So we're just going to try to build his gauge. And then we'll switch to Smart Bomb so Snow can get... I think he can get Slow and Curse on the guy. Although he doesn't have Slow yet, so I suppose that's going to be a problem. Pretty sure you can't get Pain or Fog on him, though. So, just think about whether it would be worth it for me to... Okay, there we go. Go back to Relentless Assault so we can build the gauge a little more. Before he starts getting pissy, because he does get pissy after a certain point, so... Like that. Okay, I guess I'll wait. Get up in the air. There we go. I guess Snow is going to do the same thing, but I want to take a chance. Because he can cast some nasty spells and stuff on you as well, like Aeroga. So, I'd rather not deal with that, you know. Trying to think if I was thinking about over the course of the couple of days I was off, I was thinking I might have Snow switch his weapon to something else, but I'm not sure if I'm going to at this point, honestly. I think I might just stick with Wild Bear. I'm not a big fan of what it looks like Tier 2. I've already seen what it looks like Tier 2, but I guess it's not that bad of a thing. Yeah, this is Mission 25, so we're in the right place. Spectral Haunt. Got to fight a Vatala, whatever that's supposed to be. Enlightened soul, heed my plea, and we shall bring light to your dark path. Excuse me. Know that a Vatala holds my power thrall within this spire. Slay it, and I shall once more be free. If you can but restore the strength of my 2 brethren and I here on the upper tiers, the way will be opened unto you. Excuse me again. Okay, sure. We'll take on this Vatala. And we need to go over... Okay, well, the objective marker's over there. Oh, I see, because we can't get into that room over there. Alright, so we'll go to the right first and then to the left. Did we get enough CP from that? Just short. Short by about 189 CP there, Snow. That's unfortunate. Well, we'll make it work. We'll just go fight a few more things and then we'll go from there. No big deal. I think I can hear a treasure chest, unless that's just the didgeridoo in the background messing my brain up, which I guess is a possibility. There's a flying Seath out here, but at the moment he doesn't see me, so... Uh-oh. Bats! I suppose I should have expected bats when they had vampires, shouldn't I? Now, these bats aren't too bad. Just kind of try to aim centrally to them and should be okay. Catch a couple of them in your AoE attacks, you know. There you go. Nothing to it. And more of the Varkalachis. Now this one is one of the ones with the sword, so when we examine him, he should move the platform for us so we can actually get into that one section. Past which the Vatala is haunting. So let's do that. Okay. Elevator should be able to come up to this tier now. And we can access a new room. Good. Now, are the Varkalachis guarding anything? No, but, I mean, CP is CP, right? You know, if they can ever get their stuff together. Should I move over for you? Yes, apparently that works okay. Would it be easier if I made your job of killing me simpler? Yeah, I guess they'll use Wind Slash, but they're not explicitly that difficult from my understanding, even with Wind Slash going on and Miasma to poison you, but like, whatever, you know. It's fine, we got him. Building up that TP again, though. I don't think we'll need it for a little while, but it's good to have it built up, you know. Just in case there's a situation where we need to cast Renew in a hurry, or there's a situation where it's like, oh yeah, this fight was when I wanted to summon something in. There you go. I knew you could do it, Varkalachi. I wonder if that's something from Dante's Inferno. I haven't read Dante's Inferno in like 60 billion years, so I couldn't tell you one way or the other. But it sounds like an Italian name. I don't know if that precludes it from being in Dante's Inferno or not. Just because it has an Italian name doesn't mean necessarily that it's in there, but, you know. Ooh, wow. Got good peripheral vision there from that chest eye, huh? He can smell my fear. What fear? That's the question. Oh good, we got the 4 TP just from fighting. Yeah, you'll build a little bit of TP based on the damage that you and your party do, so... You don't, like, you can build it up. It's not fast, but you can build it up a little bit at a time. So... Alright, well, let Snow get this thing on this guy. Once he gets cursed, we'll go back. There we go. Wait for the whole round. There we go. Stagger him. It's a little resistant to stagger, but we should be able to handle it. Switch it up. And while he's up there, so that he doesn't wail at us again, we just keep him there.
Be ready for the next fight.
We're right at about the point where, because like if you do that fight a little bit later, there's other fights with vampires going forward, but if you do that fight a little bit later, you actually might be a little too strong to the point where you'll go to stagger him and he'll be at a certain HP threshold when he's getting to like 200% stagger point. And then it's just like, okay, I'm just going to wail randomly without even thinking about it. I'm just going to cast Aeroga because why the hell not? So. Ah, there's our prey. Looks kind of funky. Alright, well, we'll deal with that in a second. We got an Unsetting Sun. I think that's Snow's Stagger Lock weapon. Nothing I care about. Probably worth a decent chunk of money to sell. So, yeah, it's a stagger lock weapon. Strength focused as well, but yeah, we don't really need to worry about that. Okay, so let's sell my accumulated wealth. And then once we've done that, we can go from there. Yeah, I don't really think we need that all that badly. If you keep a few stagger lock weapons on hand and then an energy sash for each character, you could probably do mission 54 by the end of this chapter, which is the one that I passed up back on the step before this, but I don't think we're going to be doing that one. Just we'll leave it on the table. It's not overly critical. I will get rid of the scale ring, though, and these glass orbs, because we don't need to resist slow. Like, honestly, just resisting a single status ailment, unless it's instant death, it doesn't really appeal to me, because it's like, I'll just Asuna it, you know, or I'll just wait for it to go away. They usually don't last particularly long, so, like, why not, right? I don't think I need this Cobaltite anymore, but I'm going to hold on to it just in case. I don't want to make any sales just yet because we've got more than enough money if I decide I want to make any upgrades of any kind. So, speaking of upgrades, here we go. Let's upgrade our CP engines. What was I working on for you, Ravager, I think? Yeah, because you're almost to roll level 4 here. That's good. Some extra strength to get you nice and even there. Get you roll level, and get you going on commando. Alright, so let's go back and buy some of this stuff. Because you're pretty close to being at the roll level for this as well. We will pretty easily, for everybody, get to the point where we've got enough CP to get everybody to roll level 4 by the time this chapter's over. So I'm not really too concerned. We don't have that much left to buy where concern really comes into play, you know. We've still got a decent chunk of CP to spend and throw around, so... Like, Lightning's almost done with Commando, and we just got to it, so... I mean, to be fair, we leveled into it quite a bit, so... Like, even Snow, even with all of his extra investment, I don't think he's going to be too bad to get done by the time we're done here. Especially since I'm spending some extra time after the fact, just, like... wrapping up some loose ends before the end of the chapter anyway. Like, I'm going to do a few more missions before the chapter's over, because we'll only get up to mission 28 in the process of moving forward the way that we are, so there you go. Now, did I buy all this stuff? I did buy all this stuff for you. Good. So that's done, and we can move right along from here. But we can't move any further, because we don't have enough CP for it. So we'll wait, and then we'll move on. Lightning has more HP than Hope now, if I was looking at that correctly. I've been using medics, so let's keep working on that. Is this Raise over here? I think this is Raise, yeah. So, I mean, I guess that's okay, but, I mean, I'm probably just going to use a Phoenix down in most cases if I would need to use Raise, you know? So. And actually, you two might be at a similar amount of HP again now. Oh, there's Kurasa, that's not bad either. And we'll leave it there. And okay, so you've only got slightly less than Lightning does at the moment, so it's good, Hope. Just keep getting some HP and... Oh, right, you're using Medic now, which probably has most of your HP levels in it. Well, that's great. Was I working on Ravager for you? No, I haven't worked on that at all, so I must have worked on Synergist. Yeah, okay. So we got almost everything in Synergist for Saz. We'll get him to roll level 4 for that. There we go. So now his buffs that he distributes to the party should last a little longer as a result of that, if I remember correctly. Like, every roll level that you get increased time on your buffs, basically. It's like like buffs given to self are given more time, and then buffs given to party members given slightly more time. So, I think, if I remember correctly. No, we'll get Firaga. Nice. Not that that's particularly helpful for Saz, but I suppose at the moment he has higher magic than strength, so... Oh no, actually, you know, Firaga will be helpful for Saz. I'm just thinking about it because mission 28 is pretty easy, but throwing one Firaga in the middle of the group before you Gestalt usually works out pretty nicely, so... let's see. So if I was going to go any further with Fang... 12, 24, 36, 48, 72... Wait, hang on, this is 24... 12, 24, 48, 72, 96, 120. Basically, I would want to go and get her the strike abilities, the elemental strike abilities, which are all given to her by the time you get to stage 5 here. So we're at 120, 35, 50, 80, 195, 225. She'd be spending 225,000 more CP for a roll that I'd have her do only occasionally. I'm going to have to think about that one. Well, at least I can get Ruinga for her now. That's nice. Did I get everything before that? I got Fault Siphon, that. Okay. So I think we're good. We'll just grab this and then we'll continue moving forward. So we can move forward from that ATB level now, so that's good. Grab this and this. Keep it going. Keep that ball rolling. Jeopardize. Which one was that one? Okay. So that's not terrible. I don't think I've ever seen Jeopardize actually activate, but I'm sure it does. I just don't see it when it does, I guess. Alright, as for Vanille, she is in pretty great shape. She's already got 2 out of her 3 rolls maxed, and I think Saboteur's pretty close. Oh, no, it's not pretty close. Never mind. I was going to say, I think Saboteur's pretty close, but no, I'm approximately 3/4 of the way around the wheel from maxing Saboteur, so no, that's not really very close. It's okay, though. Shouldn't take too long to make it further around. Okay, I can pick one. I guess I'll go with Pain. I'm probably not going to want Vanille casting Pain or Fog anyway, since they don't benefit from the accuracy boost from her weapon, but I guess they're nice to have. I mean, it's like getting D-Protect and D-Shell, and actually Fang gets Imperil as well. The only one she doesn't get is Poison. I was surprised to learn that recently. But I didn't expect her to get Imperil. I figured, oh no, she probably doesn't get it. But no, she does, so... how do I want to do this? Definitely want to med send med. Probably do a Rav send Rav. And then maybe a Com send Rav. And we can do... Maybe we'll do Rav Com Sab, because this guy's... Basically, we want to stagger the Vatala, and you can't get any status debuffs on them until you stagger them, so I think we'll try to stagger them. I'll switch to a Sentinel if I have to. I probably will, just because they're a little tough, but we should be able to handle it, I think. Alright, everybody good? You guys got all of the stuff that you need. You guys still got the General's belts, that's cool. And the Witch's bracelets, that's also fine. Alright, so we'll grab you guys, and we'll see if we can beat the Vatala. I do want to try to get D-Protect on him eventually, but it's not necessary to start with, just because we can't. Well, I'll show you when we get in the fight, but we can't get D-Protect on them to start with, so instead of trying, we'll just, you know, we'll just do what feels right, I guess. Alright, well, I guess we've been spotted, so that's fine. We'll just make it work. So they'll put up an inertial barrier at first, and when they have that up, they block most things, so... And they'll use exclusively the multicast ability in order to zap you with spells, target you with status effects, do all that kind of stuff. Nothing particularly good, I'll tell you that much, so... Alright, we got him staggered, so go to Ruthless now. I'll keep pulling the gauge up, and you'll get D-Protect on him, that would be great. Okay, there we go. And anything else you can get would be good. Alright, Imperil's good too. Go to this, and just keep blasting. I was gonna say, I don't think we can interrupt multicast, unfortunately, but we should be good now, so let's just go straight to aggression and start blasting. I started blasting! Wow! Wow! Okay, well, that's unfortunate, but actually the poison should kill him, so, yep. Good job, Vanille. Getting poison there up was actually a good play, because that means we got him in one stagger. He usually doesn't inertial barrier that quickly, at least not in my experience, but maybe I usually kill him so fast that he doesn't even get the chance to do that, but whatever. We got a 5-star, so that's all that matters. A lot of people have a tough time with that one, though, from what I understand. The Vetala is can be pretty tricky, but that's pretty much the gist of it. Just, you know, if you need to, use a Sentinel to tank the spells, get Shell up, or whatever you gotta do. And just kind of hang in there until you get them staggered. Once you get them staggered, get D-Protect on them, get Imperil, get D-Shell, I think works to get Poison. Actually worked pretty well there for us. And then just kind of go on Blast, I guess. Do I want to... excuse me. Oh, well. I see they have a palette swap of those fancy things they had in the 5th arc here as well. That's great. It's actually pretty tough, if I remember correctly, as well. So if we can get a preemptive strike, that'd be fantastic, but I don't know if we will. Either way, we've got Mission 26 right here. So shrill the cry against a pennon gallon. I don't know if I said that right. Defiant soul, heed my plea, and we shall bring light to your dark path. Know that a pennon gallon holds my power thrall within this spire. Slay it, and I shall once more be free. Your power is being held thrall by a tiny bat. I feel like I'm gonna eat shit just for saying what I just said, like making it DC like, okay, you know, talk big and then just get hit for it. If you can but restore the strength of my 2 brethren and I here on the upper tiers, the way will be opened unto you. Alright then. Let's go kill this tiny bat, and then we'll be good to go. And yeah, we gotta go all the way back down and around in order to actually get to the bat, but we'll do that in a sec. Oh, did I wake you up from your sleep mode? I think, actually, I want Vanille to be party leader here. I forget what this guy is weak to, though, like, in terms of his debuffs, but I mean, I guess I can look. I know what it is, anyway. There was a very specific reason why I wanted Vanille as party leader, though, here. I'm just trying to remember what it was. D-Protect, D-Shell, Imperil, Poison. So you can get a little bit of everything on him. Oh my god, he's got 792,000 HP. Maybe I shouldn't have looked. Okay, but we can get D-Protect, D-Shell, Imperil, Poison. We can also get Curse on him, so I might want to keep that in mind as well. Rav might actually be slightly better to do here. And then... Matter of fact, I might do this as well. Just so that we can get that taken care of. If we need to, I'll switch to Ascend. I don't actually remember if I will need to, but I guess we'll find out. See if I can get his attention and then not. So I can, like, turn him a little bit. So that I can then get a preemptive on him. Going around him. Like this. Let's see. Yep. Just gotta hit him from the side. And then do that. He blocked something, but that's okay. Let's get D-Protect going. He already got D-Shell, so that's cool. Alright, that's good enough. Get, oops, Imperil, and maybe Poison even. And then go back to Relentless Assault. If we got Poison, that's cool. If we didn't, that's fine too. Resistant to Ice. Okay, so do the Fire. And then we'll do Thunder since he seems to be weak to it. Go to Aggression. Maybe Fang can get a Smite out of this, and that'll take care of the whole problem for us. Yep, there we go. Nice and simple when you do it like that. I probably wasted a little more time than I should have in Rav Sab Sab anyway, but it worked out. That guy's really hard, though, if you can't get a preemptive strike. He summons the blade thing like the other guy. Is it an Immortal? No, I forget what the one was called in the 5th arc, but he summons a blade just like that one, so. Now what do you suppose this does? Well, it's another one of the sword guys, so probably switch the tower around for us. That'll be nice and convenient. Or not.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, fair enough. So not only are there unique animations for
Seems to be enjoying himself.
the elevator,
Big meanie.
every single one of the cutscenes with this Fal'Cie has unique dialogue depending on who's the party leader. So if you wanted to 100% this game, no you don't. Because you can't. I mean, I guess you can if you, reload the save, switch your party leader, see the dialogue that way, but you can never have all the dialogue be seen on one single playthrough because you'd have to keep reloading. So that's fun. Yeah, absolutely. Of course, I mean, you didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you? Because it's not. Anyway, since leaving the room with Vatala, 5 Pulsework gladiators have spawned. Can Vanille... She has Firaga. I guess that works on these guys okay. Well, let's just take care of... Oh, okay. Preemptive strike. I'll take it. Firaga will work really well now. Didn't even bother switching paradigms up or anything like that. Probably do that in a sec. Okay, switch this guy. Vanille. Yeah, I was going to say, whenever you're ready, blow them up. Please. Oh, I'm getting slam jammed. That's why. Just keep throwing Firagas at people. We'll be okay. Eventually. Maybe we should actually get rid of some of the targets, though. Just a thought. Okay, we can do this one at a time, and that'll... okay, maybe not. I think we do a Delta attack, actually. Just to ensure, in case they decide to do, like, a head spin or something. So, Saz getting a blitz off should help pretty good there, too. I think after this one, though, I'm going to go to thing, because with only one of them attacking, we should be in great shape. That works, Saz. I don't think we're going to need more than these couple. Yeah. So. Hey, Marie, how you doing? Welcome back. Good evening. Forgot I was streaming today. Oh, that's okay. Also, those mechs are screwed. Yeah, they, with all the grenades that we have at this point, like, not only do we have the Holy Hand grenade in the form of Ruin Gun, we also have elemental grenades to throw now, so, like... I mean, granted, they're not grenades, but they work similarly to the grenades that we had previously. So, like, they don't really stand much of a chance. Do I want to fight this guy? Oh, actually, there's a treasure chest in here that I didn't get, so I guess I do kind of want to fight him. I don't think we need... What was the one? Assassination, though. We'll just stick with Smart Bomb, and that should be fine. And actually, with Fang in here doing the Saboteur work, she should be able to get Slow and Curse on this guy a little bit easier. So... We'll switch to the other party again in just a sec. I just didn't feel like doing it until we got a little further in. See, getting all the tier 3 spells though kind of messes me up a little bit because like you can't as easily use all of them in a chain, you know. So, but whatever, it works. Give Vanille a chance to actually, you know, do some party leader work, because why the hell not? Yeah, see, you can D-shell on him as well, slow and curse, and I think that's actually it, honestly. We'll see if Fang does anything else when she gets her turn back, but she's not. Okay, that's it. Just do this, go back, refresh, and okay, there's the Eroga. It's a little sketchy, but okay, up they go. I guess I'm just gonna hang out here, that's fine. I can stagger him on my own, I think. Maybe not. Okay, Saz got him. And that should keep him from doing anything because now he's stuck in limbo because of Curse, and there we go.
Just getting started.
Yeah, that's not a vampire, Square Enix. No, but there are Seath bats just hanging around all over the place here. So, I suppose at least they're all in the same place. Doesn't really change your point, but again, at least they're all in the same place. Alright, can you hit Vanille? No. Apparently not. Alright, there we go. Again, I have to adjust for them. They can't adjust for me. They just... whatever. No miasma, get out of here. Oh, we're back to 5 TP now, so that's good, because that means I definitely have what I need for later. Is that where the Pen and Gallon is, just straight away? I guess so. Okay. How do I want to do this? I think what I want to do is I want to switch back to the other party, but I want to do like a... I want to switch one of the paradigms so we have like a com med, because this bat likes to summon other bats, if I remember correctly. So we're going to do one of these up, and then we can switch to a Relentless Assault so that way we have it in case we need it. And then the rest will just leave. Like, basically, it would be Com Rav normally over there, but instead of that, I'll just have it be Com Med. So that way Hope can kind of keep us topped off while we basically blitz through all the things that he summons, and Ruin go through all the things that he summons. And once we're done getting rid of them, we can focus on the bat itself. I think. I don't know if this will actually work, but it is a strategy that I'm planning on using later anyway, so we'll see. You know, actually, nah, you know what, I already switched out of it. So I was going to say maybe I'll start in Relentless Assault, but nah, I'll just... yeah, you know what, I'll just keep what I've got. I was going to say, well, with these bats, maybe I should, but I don't think these ones will be too much of a problem. So, just these tiny little ones. I'm going to double blitz. Why not? I guess I didn't need to do it on just this one. I can do it on these ones. I can get rid of them at least. There we go. Now, you won't get a Ravage out of these ones, though, because you don't, well, have a Ravager in the party, so you're just going to get a regular attack. But that's fine. We don't really need anything fancy. Got a mood tracking app because your current one has said your mood has been great for the last 3 months, but the takeaway was that your mood has been consistently been in the same place for 3 months. Oh boy, do those things really work though? Like, I don't know, I feel like they don't really do what they say they do, but I don't know. I've never used one, so I guess I can't really judge all that much, can I? Alright, so we'll get rid of the little bats first, and then we'll go after the big bat. Or maybe I'll just keep my eye on the big bat while eliminating the little bats. Don't actually know what life sounding does, if I'm honest. I guess we'll figure that out later. Well, we got rid of some of the bats. Oh, it must hit in an AoE around the bat, so... Alright, off to Relentless Assault. So that way we get this out of the way. He'll probably start summoning as soon as I... Oh, okay, Aeroga. That's cool. No Aeroga for you. Too much vigilance for you to do that. But yeah, when he's alone, he'll start getting, like, a bunch of status effects on you. Just a bunch of bullshit. Doesn't really matter too much. Switch to Tireless Charge so we can blast him while we're here. But yeah, the status ailments, they don't last very long, so I wouldn't really worry too much about it. It's just when he uses Grave Summons, that's when you've got to worry, because then he's going to start summoning other little bats. So, but we're almost there, so... Matter of fact, I might switch to Relentless Assault just to finish him off. No, I think Snow should be able to get him right now, so... There we go. The old one's questionable. The new one lets you put specifics in for each day. Okay, well that seems like it might be a little bit better then, because it's, you know, at least it's a little more, like, in-depth than the old one, so... We get a Diamond Bangle for beating this guy. It's worth 36,000 gil, so normally I'd be like, hell yeah, sell that, but... I'm not actually sure if I want to. We might be able to use this to get the bangle that I was talking about earlier for one of Saz's weapons to offset its negative effect. But I'm not sure. I'm going to have to figure that one out, so I'll probably hold on to it for a little while. There is an upgraded version of the Diamond Bangle available in the final dungeon, I suppose, but I don't know. I might consider... See, the problem with that weapon, like I said previously, is not that that weapon is difficult to upgrade. It's not. It's like it uses Perovskite in order to go to Tier 2. But, excuse me, the actual bangles are the hard part to upgrade in that particular case, because the bangles themselves need... Well, the Diamond Bangle needs Adamantite to upgrade, which you can't find, and costs 220,000 gil. And the... upgraded version of it is an adamant bangle, obviously, because you're using adamantite in order to upgrade it. And that one needs dark matter in order to upgrade. And considering how much of an effect Saz's one weapon has on his HP, you kind of need the Wurtzite bangle, which is the highest level one, in order to really offset it effectively. But In-depth is an understatement. The other one is more for general fitness, but it said your mood's been great for 3 months. It has been meh for 3 months. So yeah, something ain't right there. For sure. So, well, hopefully this one works a little bit better than the previous one. Like I said, I've never used one, so I don't really know the specifics of them, but I think there was a video about wellness apps, though, recommended to me one time in my YouTube feed. I think it was by that one guy that does all those video essays that are talking about games as art or experiences. I forget his name, though. I was going to wait for a preemptive strike, but screw it, I don't care enough. I'll just delta attack if I need to. Yeah, sure, why not? Ruinga. Okay, definitely going to use delta attack since this is how they're going to behave. Let Snow handle it. I suppose I'm not really doing a whole lot of damage to them, though, so maybe I should just, you know, get them staggered and then do the single target damage. Okay, I guess there's multiple staggered now, so that gives me an excuse to use Ruinga. Because it'll get them out of the way faster. As you can plainly see here. By this demonstration of my holy hand grenade. But yeah, 8,000 CP for beating those 5 guys, and they don't really take very much effort to beat, so I would say this is pretty good for CP. Again, it doesn't get you a lot of gil. I think the spark plugs and thrust bearings sell for a little bit, but not much. Main takeaway is that your mood has been a straight line, so that part is accurate at least. Yeah, but like, I don't know. I feel like it should be moving in an upward trend. If you're going to bother getting an app like that, then it should kind of make recommendations of how to move it upwards rather than leave it in the same place. I mean, I guess maintaining is its own reward, but like, I don't know. Ah, back again.
Pick on something your own size.
Saz, you're not the Sentinel. Don't provoke it. Ow. Well, that's a problem. For my forefathers! Do these stones have forefathers, or are they their own forefathers?
They saved us again.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the assist. I can't shoot beams out of my sword yet, so...
Wanna help us?
Well, yeah, I mean, he kind of already did, didn't he? Like, haven't they been helping us this whole time? Just saying. Sometimes the translation in this game is a little bit questionable, but
It's gone.
honestly, I think that might just be a result
Let's
of
just count our blessings. The way's clear.
12's translation being so good that in comparison, this game just can't. Like, 12's English translation was incredible. The 2 guys that did it did an incredible job of making it feel like its own thing, rather than like a direct translation or anything like that. And this game doesn't have the same translators as 12, so like, in comparison, it's hard to compare because it's not the work of the same people, it's the work of 2 different people. Not 2 different people, I think there's more than 2 translators here, but they didn't quite hit the mark like 12 did, in my opinion. I mean, it's fine, it's just not, like, Shakespearean, like some parts of 12 feel like they are. Oh, really? Time to laser focus with your therapist, see if you can fix your perpetually meh mood. Yeah, that seems like a good idea, too, because, again, maintenance is his own reward, but not if you're meh the whole time, you know what I mean? So I suppose I should have extrapolated on that part. Alright, so we can get the elevator to the 6th tier now. That's good. Are we on the 6th tier? No, we're on the 5th tier, so we gotta go to this elevator to get back, and then go from there. I forget where this one's gonna sit. Well, hang on, what is in here now? Oh, Yakshas and Yaksinis, okay. I don't feel like fighting you, so goodbye. And goodbye again. Oh, I see, this room. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, this is the room where you can do the Mission 24 gil and CP grinding if you so choose. I'll probably come back and demonstrate it a little later, because I think what I might do is with the weapon that I was talking about for Saz that has such a big effect on his HP, there isn't a fight where I'm going to need it to be equipped with the Wurtzite Bangle. The highest level bangle in the game is called a Wurtzite Bangle, or Wurtzite. I think it's German, so I think the W would be a V, but could be wrong about that. But yeah, so you would want to equip that in order for him to have a similar amount of strength as everybody else would have, without him having... because basically with Saz's stats is he stays pretty even throughout the entire game, but his stats never get to the high highs that everybody else does. Like, by the time we're done with Stage 9, Fang's going to have, like, 1,500 strength, something like that, and Saz will be lucky if he breaks 800, so in order to get him to those high highs, you kind of need to give him a weapon that has a ludicrous amount of attack power on it in order to get him up there, but I don't know, I'm probably not going to bother with that, except in certain situations. There's very specific fights where that will come in a lot more handy for us, and I'll talk about them when we get there. Because there's one fight in particular where that will be very useful. And as a result of that, I'm just trying to think, because if I sell this Diamond Bangle now, I won't be able to use those weapons if I decide to use them later, because I can't get another bangle. Like, the only other bangle like it that I can get is a Platinum Bangle, which I can get on the Archeote step if I go kill 2 Behemoth Kings. But first of all, I have to kill 2 Behemoth Kings, and second of all, it would take more materials to upgrade it, so it's like, I don't know. But also at the same time, getting the Wurtzite Bangle with the Diamond Bangle would require how much gil? Well, it's 220,000 just for one Adamantite, and it's 840,000 just for one Dark Matter. We can get Dark Matters from drops from an enemy, but we can't get them unless we complete Seathstone missions that I'm not planning on completing. And it's a rare drop at that. I think I'm just gonna get rid of it. Forget it. It's not worth it. I'll just use the Vega 42's upgraded variations. I'll show you where you can get the other one, though, so that you can use the high-end weapons in the post-game, where you'll actually need those stats in order to be effective. So, because, like, when you get to the post-game, that's when Stage 10 of the Crystarium unlocks. And in order to be effective in the post-game, you really need to have, like, a high stat to benefit from. And a lot of the characters do. Like, Hope ends up with over 2,000 magic by the time you're getting into the beginning of Stage 10. Vanille's magic is pretty high. She's kind of similar to, like, a worse Lightning. Basically, Lightning has good strength and magic. It just depends on the weapon. Vanille kind of has a little bit of both, although she leans a little more towards magic. Fang has incredible strength. She's the highest strength character by far. Snow's got good strength, although he's the weakest of the 3 potentially physical characters. And Saz, he doesn't really have a lot of great stats without the help of that weapon, so. We forgot everything about this dungeon. It was so forgettable. There are, like, holes, right, in my memory for this game, honestly. Like, I didn't remember a single thing about Tajin's Tower until I got here, and then it sort of came back to me. I don't remember a single thing about the final dungeon other than the final boss and the grinding method that you can use there. But yeah, there's just, like, chunks. It's like normally primacy and recency kicks in, and you're like, okay, well, I can remember this, 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 and this. But no, there's just, like, chunks of memory missing. I do remember the boss fight in Chapter 12 being very difficult, though. And not really difficult because the boss fight is actually really challenging. It's more like the boss fight takes everything about the game's mechanics and kind of throws them out the window for a boss fight and says, hey, yeah, so this guy just does shit, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like in most other situations, you can mitigate the damage somehow or do something like that, but in this case, it's like, nope, fuck you, I do what I want. Alright, I guess. There might be a treasure past these guys, but the elevator we want to go in is up there, so we're gonna go there after we fight this vampire, and I think there's another vampire in the room next to me, with some Chan-Chans, I guess. And then there's one other fight after that, which is a little challenging for this point in the game. So challenging that the next dungeon, which also features vampires, doesn't even consider doing something like that, but we'll talk about it in a second when we get there. Snow has slow now, though, so that's cool. Makes a big difference. Makes him move slower. I mean, it's kind of in the name, isn't it? Okay, I didn't do that right. I should have waited a little longer, because now he's either going to wail or he's going to... Oh, hang on. Maybe I can do this and just kind of... Okay, there we go. Go to aggression, refresh. I'll wait till snow's done. So we can keep him up there. By then, Hope will be back at it, and then Snow will be back at it shortly after that. Yep. If we keep him up there, he can't Aeroga, and he can't wail, and he can't do all this stupid stuff that could be problematic for us. I mean, I guess wail isn't that big of a deal, especially with slow on, because we'll be out of days before he even becomes problematic again. Oh, there's no chest over here. Okay, cool. Yeah, so there's a few Chan-Chans with this vampire, and they've already seen me, so that's fun. But we do want the treasure in this room, so I'm gonna fight these guys. Normally it'd be like, okay, run past them, but no, we do in fact want the treasure here, so we're gonna go grab. I should not have killed that one because now Hope got blocked from doing his thing there. All right, anyway, back to this. Just stabilize this stuff here. Let Protect help us out for the damage that he's dealing. Let Snow get slow and curse. Switch back after this. Just to get the time there for the refresh. I'll wait for Hope. There we go. Now I'll wait for them. And then I'll go. So that way we can kind of... Because we can keep him kind of stuck in a pattern if we... of getting, like, hiccuped, basically. I don't really know the correct word, but you can kind of keep him stuck in his not being able to wail and not being able to cast Aeroga on you because of Curse if you stagger your attacks a little. It's kind of like with the Behemoth King, where I would go up and then Fang would go up and then I'd go up again. So, like, if you can keep him stuck in that pattern with Curse, it makes it a lot easier to manage this fight. That being said, the next fight, you can't quite manage it that way, at least not from the impression that I get, because the next fight is, well, 3 vampires in the same fight. Now? I can barely handle one. They don't, like I said, they don't even throw that shit at you in the next dungeon. The next dungeon is like Vampire City. So, oh, and here's our final clay ring, by the way. So, if you already have the 2 that I got, and to reference, I got the first 2 from the Archeolt step. One was an Earth Charm. I had to max out the Earth Charm at star level, and then dismantle it to get the second one. But now we have all 3, and we can use them later. I'm going to make this one a Siltstone ring once we find the next save point, but until that point, we'll just kind of leave it in our inventory. And I would like Vanille as party leader again, because 3 vampires is a lot, and I would like Hecaton to get a kill again. So that's what I'm going to do. I really don't need anything other than Sab and Rav, though, so like just these 2, and I think that should be enough, honestly. Because I'll probably only ever switch between Saboteur. Like, we'll do basically what we did with the Goblin Chieftains outside, where we used Shelga in order to stagger them, and then we'll just bring Hecaton out, and then we'll just kind of throw stuff at them until we get the Gestalt gauge all the way up. We'll go into Gestalts, we'll blast them, and then we'll Gaian Salvo for the victory. If you don't get a preemptive strike on them, we got it first time here, so that's cool. But if you don't get it, just retry the battle, because it usually puts you really close to them, to the point where it shouldn't really be a big deal to get a preemptive strike from there. So, all right, let's see if we can just get them to the point here. Maybe I'll switch to Relentless Assault, actually, just to stagger them up so I can summon while they're doing that. Okay, there we go. We got 1, 2. 2 of them are staggered now, so that's good. Actually, Hecaton probably could have done the stagger for me, honestly. That's the boss you cheese by having lightning to the side of the battlefield. Yeah, there you go. That will help. Alright, so now we stagger the other one. And I think other than that, I think we're good. Which one? Oh, you're all staggered. Okay, good. I'll just toss these. Oh, good. He's already Ekastal. Fantastic. Let's just toss one at each, and then we should be good. But yeah, them using like Blitz and Ruin Gun, all that stuff before will stabilize the stagger gauge so that way they can stay in stagger for a little longer. We need to get their HP down a little bit here. They've actually got a deceptively large amount of HP, to the point where I can't just click Gaian Salvo and win right now, even though it deals 130,000 damage. Jesus Christ, Vanille. Alright, that one should be good now. We want to get it down so that their HP is basically down to like where it says the T, the last T in target. So that's where I'm going to try to get... Oh, you're going to lose your stagger. That's unfortunate. I'm going to have to send you to the grave a little bit faster then. No, it's not going to happen. So probably this one will be alive, so Hecaton will not get a kill. Alright, well, we'll do the best we can either way, and then we'll just clean up after this. Hecaton will get 2 kills, though, I think, because the other one is still staggered. They're not. Okay. Well, I might need to redo this fight then, because I think that's 3 vampires still standing. So, well, that's not working how I wanted it to. How many are still left? 2. Okay, yeah, we redo that. We redo that one. You've never understood this Eidolon's design. Yeah, Hecaton Kyre is how you got the damage limit trophy. Yeah, it's he's pretty strong. By the way, here's what I was talking about, where they kind of place you directly next to the guys, and if you don't move, they don't see you. So, makes it a little simpler to, like, slide right in. And if you don't get it, just do it again. And we don't have to do this fight. I'm just choosing to do it, because why not? I should have slid in a little earlier, but I was showing that you get stuck, like, right next to them, so... You know, it's fine. We've got time today. I'm not really in a hurry or a rush. Oh, look at that! He walked into me. I didn't get the preemptive, even though he didn't see me though. That's unfortunate. Probably this fight would be manageable though if you focus on just one at a time. But I'm not sure if we could 5-star it without Hecaton. So I'm gonna try to do the best I can. Yeah, turn that way there. Okay, never mind. Maybe it's because I tilted the control stick too much? Like, that, they heard me really fast when I started moving there. That's surprising. There might be, like, a sweet spot where you need to get, like, behind their back or something. Oh, okay, well. And that's not a preemptive because he walked into me again. Okay. Maybe I need to, like, walk away from them. Maybe that's the idea here, is walk away from them first and then... Excuse me, Fang. Then come back when they're not, like, looking at me, directly at me. Which is going to be tough, because that one over there is going to turn, and then that one's going to turn, and they'll be looking back at me again. Or not. Maybe it'll work out. Well, maybe not, because that one in the back is looking at me now. Go on, turn around. I need all of you to turn around. No, don't go that way, because that's not his back, so he'll see me. I think I'm going after the wrong one. I think we got it, though. Yeah, we got it. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do different. I'm going to let Hecaton stagger them. I'm going to use a couple of D-Shelgas first, though. Just to get some extra damage off on them with the, whatchamacallit. Alright, we got D-Shelga on everybody, so that's good. Just to double check and make sure. Yep, there we go. I won't switch yet, either. And now we summon, so that he can stagger all of them. Time to watch the loading screen for another 10 minutes. Yeah, I sure hope not. I mean, if it comes to worst here, I'll just not do this fight. Like, we don't have to do it, like I said. We could just run straight for the elevator, but I'd like to do it.
Let's go, Hecaton.
Alright, do this again just to ensure some good stagger time. Alright, well, he's going to wail, but I don't think that's going to make a difference for me. Alright, do that. Is everybody staggered? Yeah, everybody's staggered. Okay, good. And I think I'm just going to gestalt real quick so that we can ensure that they don't go too crazy here. Maybe I'll just Gaian, or Force Blasters one each, and then I'll salvo. See if that works out. Because that way I know they'll all stay staggered, basically. Because I did quite a few D-Shelgas there, and we got some Ruin Guns in there as well.
Let's get things done.
Alright, so Vampire A has the least HP, but also the lowest stagger threshold at the moment, so C has the most. So let's blast C, because he's a little away from his buddies. I'll do one more, and then we'll just salvo. Okay. See how this does. Have a taste of this! Well, C is still alive, because if he wasn't, his stagger gauge would be off the screen, but we might have killed the other ones. Oh no, there's at least one. Two, okay. Well, we're gonna be doing this for a second, because I have Devastation instead of anything else, so, you know what, I'm just gonna go to Relentless Assault. Let's just take care of them one at a time at this point. There doesn't really seem to be a point of doing it another way, so... There we go. Next, and you're almost dead anyway, D-Shell is still on, so we should be able to get you... Not in this round, but the next round, yeah, for sure. And Fang's got enough HP to live the next round as well. Wonder, who thought this Gestalt mode was even remotely appropriate for Vanille? Some Japanese person, I guess.
That wasn't scary at all.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with it either, though, to be honest. It's just... It's like, why? Like, what were you thinking? Alright, but yeah, I was trying to feed Hecaton another screen-clearing kill, but... If it's not gonna work, then it's not gonna work. We'll just take the damage. I mean, he killed one of them, to be fair, and he sent the other ones almost to the grave, so... Again. So... And there's Vanille's elevator animation. I like the little fist pump she does, though. Like, yeah, I turned the lever! I pulled the lever! But anyway, we're up at the apex now, and, well, you know what that means. Also, take a look at the floor that we're on. Floor 508. I know it looks like 398, but that's a 5 at the front, 0 and 8. Do you get it? Because 5 plus 8 equals 13? Anyway. So we're going to keep this battle party because they're kind of our boss-killing party. But we're definitely going to switch up a few things here. This is going to be aggression. How else do we want to do this? We're going to want a Rav Sab Sab, probably. We're going to want a Sin and a Sin here. Excuse me, and I guess a Commando just to, like, work up the gauge a little bit. Do we need Sentinel? I mean, we could do Sen, 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 and then Med, 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 but is there anything else that I would rather do? I think I'd rather have 2 aggressions, honestly, because then I can, like, refresh it. Saz is going to be hopefully doing some big damage in this one, but we'll see. I might just do Med, Sen, Med here. We don't really need Saz to do any medic things, but it will. Actually, the nice thing about having 2 medics is that it increases the amount of HP that's healed by both Renew and Potions, which is kind of nice. It actually helps quite a bit. Do I want All for One, though? I'm trying to think, because I think I might be able to just do this without it if I just do, whatchamacallit? If I just use Fortisol and Aegisol, which might be better, honestly. So I think I might just do Assassination. Actually, I think this guy's only susceptible to Imperil now that I think about it, so I think 1 Smart Bomb might be all we need. So let's just do that. I guess I'll leave All for One in case for some reason our buffs fall off, but I don't really anticipate them doing that. And there's a reason why I don't anticipate them doing that. It's because I'm actually going to do some upgrading right here, finally. We haven't done any weapon upgrading up to this point, but I'm going to try to do it right here. Okay, that's cuter than you're willing to admit. Yeah, no, it's pretty great. It's pretty great. Okay, so I need to purchase. We're going to upgrade our weapons. And we're going to upgrade the General's Belt, the last one, the 3 Witches Bracelets, and that clay ring is going to go into a starred siltstone ring as well. So we got quite a bit of upgrading to do right now, but that's okay. How much Fortisol and Aegisol do I have at the moment anyway? I can't check when access is on the screen. Oh, 4. Okay, I've got plenty then. That's cool. Get that off the screen. There we go. Alright, let me do Crystarium upgrades first, then we'll do weapon and armor upgrades. I've got the armor listed first, or the accessories, I guess I should say, listed first. So we'll do that first, and then we'll do the weapon upgrades. And I think I'm just going to stick with... I'm trying to think if I want to stick with Wild Bear for snow, or if I actually want to purchase... Because I was going to purchase Power Circle. The only problem with Power Circle is that you need a Scarletite to upgrade it to Tier 2. And we are only going to get one other Scarletite for free between now and Chapter 13. And I'm going to use that for Fang's weapon to get it to Tier 2. So we'd have to buy a Scarletite, and it costs 100,000 gil. So am I willing to pay that, is the question. And I'm not sure if I am. I feel like the boss would be more threatening if you couldn't just use buff sprays for boss fights. Yeah, just a little bit. Like, I think in this particular case, the buff sprays are nice just because this boss is annoying. But, yeah, no, it definitely... Like, if you couldn't just use those, the bosses would definitely be, like... You'd have to think quite a bit more on your feet in order to take care of them, so... But, I guess it's not necessarily annoying so much as it is kind of like a damage race, I guess, because... he's got lots of HP and he's very defensive, if I remember correctly. So, like, certain times if you do stuff... I'm not going to buy Vendetta, by the way, for the same reason I didn't want to buy Entrenched just yet. Because both of them aren't particularly good for Fang as a Sentinel. So I'm just going to leave them for now. And we'll get them later. Once I... Probably at the end game we'll get them. Which I think Entrench is down here. Yeah, there's Entrenched. So we'll come back and grab that, like, at the very end of the game when I don't need Fang to be a Sentinel for anything other than tanking damage. And by that I mean, like, tanking one hit while in the Tortoise paradigm, which is send, and then just switching away from it. So. Now, Vanille, are you going to get close to being done? I don't think this boss gives us a ton of CP, but I think you'll be pretty close to being done with all of your primary roles pretty soon, so. Oh, yeah. You're, gonna get there after this boss fight, because 10, 18, yeah. Nice. But yeah, there are certain bosses. Like this boss, like I said, I'm gonna use the spray just to make it a little more consistent and make it go a little faster. But I don't think the next boss that I'm gonna fight, I think I'm gonna avoid using sprays for that one, because the target time on that one is really high normally anyway. So I don't think we need to, you know. Alright, well, Lightning can finally start working on Medic after this, so that's good. With upgraded weapons, this boss is kind of sad. You killed it halfway through the first stagger gauge. Yeah, we're not going to upgrade that much. We're just going to upgrade our Tier 1 weapons to star rank, and I think that should be enough to make it a little bit more interesting. But I tried this without upgrading my weapons previously, and it took like 3 staggers in order to kill him. I don't know if that was just me being bad, because that was my first attempt, to be fair, but it took a lot more effort, and I was like, no, that doesn't, no, because the target time on this one is low anyway, so if we do it in 3 staggers, we'll get like max a 4-star ranking, and I just, nah, we'll get a 5-star ranking. It's all good. Okay, Hope's Medic level 4 now. That's good. Start working on Synergist. Not that I really ever use you for Synergist, but, you know. Might as well grab... Whoop. Oh, I'm out of CP. Oh, because it was 10,000. Whoops. I forgore. That's okay. Hope, why do you have so much magic? He is the magical nuke. Yes, he is. Alright, so upgrades. What am I buying first? What are you buying? What are you selling? Well, I'll tell you, vendor guy from Resident Evil 4. We need 90 sturdy bones, 53 barb tails, and 63 vibrant ooze from Creature Comforts. And that's just because I need a bunch of each one, so that's why we're buying so many of each one. So barb tail was 53. Vibrant Ooze was 63. Whoops. There we go. Then we need 43 superconductors from Lenora's Garage, and we already have the 4 particle accelerators that we need in order to do the rest of the General's Belts and Witch's Bracelets. So, but let's go get the superconductors from Hot Pink Lenora's Garage. How many were there? 43 again? Yeah, 43. Okay, so 43, 53, 63. There we go. And let me scroll down because I don't remember exactly what we did for the general's belts and witches bracelets. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. So we need 43. 10 for each belt or bracelet, and then 3 for the ring, I guess. All right. So we'll upgrade these first, and then once we're done with that, we will upgrade the weapons. We've already got a couple of weapons up on a little bit higher of a level, but that's fine. We'll work the rest of them up from there. You kind of like this shop aesthetic? Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I think it's pretty, it's a good interface. It's got little moving parts and stuff like that in it, so it's not like just static, which would be kind of sad, but I don't know. I said it before. I feel like when you're on Pulse, the save points should be more steampunk, I guess. Like, they should have a different model to reflect that they're Pulse save points rather than Cocoon. Because, like, how did they get here? Like, did they plunder save points or something when they did the War of Transgression? And if they did, how did the people of Pulse save their game before the War of Transgression? Is that why the war happened? Because they couldn't save their game? Like... So I don't know, I feel like the save points should be like more steampunk looking. Like it should look more like Pulse automata, right? They look like excavators and dozers and like practical things, But I mean, I guess it's just a little thing. It's nothing substantial, but I would appreciate the attention to detail personally. So, all right, 8 sturdy bones, 10 sturdy bones, 18 sturdy bones, 9 sturdy bones. So. For this, you go 8 to get the 1.5. You go 10 to get to 2, and that gives it a little bit extra experience from the 1.5. Then you go 18. That's not 18. There we go. So that's a total of 36. But we need to use 9 more to just push it over the amount of experience it needs once we use the particle accelerator, one of them. And then that way it keeps the ×3 multiplier, so we can use 10 of these to max it out. See? So that's how you do that one. I showed that previously, but just in case anybody doesn't remember, I'll do it again. Not a big deal. 53, 60. Okay, so I can do 45 for this one, and then 45 barb tails and 45 vibrant ooze. Okay, I just got a little tunnel vision there for a second, that's all. I just needed to make sure I was doing what I was supposed to do. 8, 10. See, once you do it once, it's like riding a bike, right? It just comes back to you. 18. Use the rest. Particle accelerator. And then 10 superconductors. Excuse me. And with all of these upgraded, we'll just have, for our boss fighting party, we'll just have a casual 25% resistance to physical and magical attacks. It's not resistance to status effects, but we have Veil for that, so... I'm not really super concerned about that, Alright, 8, 10, 18, 9. There we go. Particle accelerator. And again, I mentioned this previously as well when I was doing this the last time, but if you're looking for the recipes that I used in order to get the levels up for these, there was a website called Etro's Gate that used to have all of them on it. It was taken down, I think, in like 2016, excuse me, but it is on the Wayback Machine, so you can just access it on the Wayback Machine that way. And all the recipes are still available. So I just looked at that, and they said, here's the recipe that you can use that costs the least amount of gil. And I said, perfect, because I'm trying to keep my gil in my pockets if I can. So. All right, last particle accelerator. We'll be getting a few more of these later, especially for tier 2 weapons. They're kind of nice, but we'll get them when we need them. We won't need them until later. We only have 2 Uraninite, though, so I'm not going to upgrade the Siltstone rings just yet. We need a 3rd one before we can upgrade them to Gaian rings, so we'll work on that, though. There's a mission that you can do to work on that. All right, the clay ring needs 4 vibrant ooze, 4 vibrant ooze, and 1 superconductor, or I could use barbed tails. How many of those do I have? I have 8, okay, because I need 18 vibrant ooze for the Siltstone ring. Yeah, so I'll use 4 barbed tail, then 4 more barbed tail, and then 1 superconductor, and that'll star it. So I'm going to use one of our 2 Cobaltite to get it to a Siltstone ring. We go back up to the Vibrant Ooze. We use all of this. That'll get it to a ×2 multiplier. Then we use the other 2 superconductors, and that'll star it. There we go. So now, like I said, we can use uraninite to upgrade it into a Gaian ring, but I'm going to wait until we can upgrade all 3 of them. And we get a total of 4 uraninite if we do all the missions that I'm going to do. So we'll have enough not only to get all 3 of these to Gaian rings, but also enough to get Vanille her tier 2 weapon. So that's nice too. All right, so that's the accessories done. Now let's look at my tier 1 weapons list, because that's the other part that's important here. You know what? Screw it. I am going to go for Power Circle. I was like, nah, I might go for just using Wild Bear, but I'm going to go for Power Circle. We'll have, actually, I checked. We actually have more money than I thought we were going to have at this point, so we're going to end up with more money than we would have had if I was planning to just upgrade the weapons that I had on me. So I said, no, you know, it's fine. We'll use something that's a little more expensive. It's all good. Plus, that way I don't have to, like, reconfigure my notes as a result of it. Alright, so we're going to go to Up in Arms. I think it's finally time to retire the Axis Blade for Lightning as well. So we're going to get Power Circle for Snow. And we're going to get Lightning and Edged Carbine. It is basically her magic-oriented weapon. The Gladius is the physical variation. It's more physical attack, power, strength. So if you want her to be a physical attacker, there you go. The Edged Carbine is the magical attack one. The Axis Blade's attack ATB charge has served us well up to this point, but with the Edged Carbine and one other accessory that I'm going to get as a result of this boss fight, we'll get basically the same effect, except we'll have a lot higher of a magic total once this gets upgraded, so that's the plan. Alright, so let's equip those on them first. Then we'll start doing the upgrades that we need to do. And then we can sell off Wild Bear. We're going to keep the Vega 42s for Saz. I'm not planning on... Well, I am planning on using those as his quote-unquote ultimate weapon, but I'm going to upgrade one other weapon for him later as well. So we'll work on that in a little while. But so I guess Saz gets 2 weapons, but again, it's one of those situations where, like, I'm upgrading it explicitly, the other weapon for him, explicitly because it helps for post-game. So if anybody else wants to follow along and wants to do the post-game stuff, I've given you your out, you know. I've shown you the path. All you have to do is take it. All right, so everybody's equipped with all their stuff. Let's see, so... Yep, that's good. All right, now we just do them one at a time, and we sell the weapons that I'm not going to use. How do I want to do that? I think I want to go to Creature Comforts first, because we're going to need to buy a bunch of materials for that. And we're going to sell the Axis Blade, finally. I know, I'm sad to see it go too, but... Trust me when I tell you, the Edge Carbine is a lot cheaper to upgrade. It doesn't, the Axis Blade, you can get it up to like level, I think it maxes at like level 14 or something, so not that high, but you need an Adamantite in order to tier 2 it. And those cost 220,000 gil, which is, we have that, but not if I'm going to upgrade the rest of this stuff. We don't. Alright, so, now that we have those, we need... 72 sturdy bones, 75 barbed tails, and 72 vibrant ooze. It doesn't really matter which of these you buy to 75, because you're going to need basically like 36 of them each for each weapon. You need a little bit more for one of the weapons, but yeah, 75, there we go. And also the recipes that I'm using here assume that the weapons are at level 1, so I'm not going to take into account the fact that I already did some for Vanille and Hope, because, I mean, how could you account for that, right? In the recipes when they're meant for level 1 weapons. So also we need 118 superconductors, so we can only buy 99 of those at the moment, so let's just buy those, and we'll come back for the other, what's that, 19 more once we have done a little upgrading. And then the last thing we need to do, because the Power Circle is one of those weapons, the last thing we need to do is we need to go to the R&D depot, and we need to buy our first ultra-compact reactor for 50,000 gil. We'll be getting a lot more of these, trust me, but we're going to need to get a little more money together before we get some of those, because the Tier 2 weapons take a lot more doing in order to get there, to the tune of sometimes needing, what, like 6 ultra-compact reactors? Hold on, let me double-check. What's the recipe for some of these high-end ones? Oh no, you need 6 for the Vertsite Bangle to max it out. Never mind, that's different. It's like 2 or 3 ultra-compact reactors for each Tier 2 weapon, basically. Still, that's a lot of money when you put it all together. So, all right, I'm gonna save again just in case I mess this up somehow. I don't think I will, but you never know. Okay, so most of them are pretty easy to do. It's just 36 of whatever you're going to use, and then a bunch of superconductors or an ultra compact reactor. So maybe I'll do power circle first, just because it's the easiest one to do. So like you just take 30 bones or whatever have you, use 36 of them. That gets you the ×3 multiplier. Go down and grab your ultra compact reactor, and at a ×3 multiplier, it gives 120,000 experience. And that ain't nothing to sneeze at, but that just tells you how much this tier 1 weapon needs in order to be upgraded all the way. It needs a lot of experience to get there, so. But, I mean, it's pretty worth it. Look at that strength bonus that he gets, you know. That'll help. And since I'm kind of trying to keep Snow on the strength route at this point anyway, I know everybody else uses him for magic, so it's like, let's just do something different with him. You know, why not? So, all right, let's see here. We needed 19 more superconductors, right? 99, 118, yeah, so that's 19, right? 109, yeah, it's 19. Plus 198 strength. Yeah, I remember why this boss melted. Yeah, it's a pretty big difference going from level 1 weapons to star weapons all of a sudden. All right, so let's do the Belladonna wand. Next, just because I will be able to get... oh, I didn't sell the Moonblossom seeds either. I should sell those. Just because I will get... I'll get rid of as many superconductors, more superconductors than I need to buy, so that'll help a little bit. This one is kind of like the General's Belts and everything like that, except it's a little different on the end. So we do 8 here. This is going to look a little familiar to start with. Again, this is assuming a level 1 Belladonna wand. So you do 8 first, then 10. Get to ×2. 18 will get you to the ×3 multiplier and a little bit of extra experience from using those with the previous experience bonus. Then just use 3 more of these. And then use 22 superconductors. And you're home free. And again, that's assuming a level 1 Belladonna wand. I didn't take into account the experience I already used on it. And if you want, you can use the Uraninite right now to upgrade it to a Marlboro wand, but this is fine. We'll just use it this way. And for the rest of them, it's basically just use 36 of whatever you're going to use. But before I do that, let me go buy the other 19 superconductors that I need. And then we'll be good. Just so I don't have to stare at hot pink Lenora's garage for longer than I have to, you know. So there we go. And that should be it. Alright, so Lightnings and Hopes, and Sazes for that matter, are pretty simple. You kind of just use 36 of whatever item, and then you use a certain number of superconductors. Saz needs 13 superconductors, and Lightning and Hope needs 17 superconductors. So let's just use those. So Lightning first. I use Vibrant Ooze. That's what I have in my notes for it, so just use 36 of these. That gets us to the ×3 multiplier, and also gets it in a level, but that's not really needed. And then this was 17. All right. Just double checking. Yes, 17. Trying not to spend more money than I have to. There you go. There's your Starred Edge Carbine. 170 magic, 83 strength. Not bad at all. Needs a Perovskite to upgrade, which we don't have at the moment, but that's okay. Let's do the Hawkeye, since I just did Lightning, so it should be pretty fresh in my head to just do it again. I would hope so. So anyway, again, assuming a level 1 Hawkeye, you use 36 of Vibrant Ooze, Barbed Tail, Sturdy Bone, whatever have you, and then you use 17 of these, and that will top it off. And 193 magic, which gives Hope 140 more magic than he already had. He's going to be a house by the time we're done with this. And then there's the Vega 42s. These ones are pretty easy as well. These ones, I think I have Sturdy Bones listed in my thing for these. Yes, I do. It's 36 Sturdy Bones to get the ×3 multiplier. And that'll improve the level, get you a ×3 multiplier on that. And then you go down to your superconductors and use 13 of them, and you're done. I know, it's another 13 reference. But yeah, it just gives Saz a nice and even points on these weapons. And that's not bad for him, especially going forward from here, because we actually want him to use magic in this next boss fight, even though he's like the slowest caster in the game. There's a very specific reason why we want him to use magic, and I'll show you when we get to the boss fight. So, And as for the Pandoran Spear, we should have just enough of everything that we just got in order to finish this off. It's 36 barbed tails, sturdy bones, vibrant ooze, what have you. And the other 49 superconductors, and that's it. Stop referencing 13. The devs did it enough. Yeah, I know. That's true. Yeah, okay, so we have exactly enough superconductors there. And again, Pandoran Spear needs a lot in order to get it to max out from level 1. Almost enough. I think if it had needed 50 superconductors there, I think they would have just said get an ultra-compact reactor, but it did not. And there you go, plus 100 magic, plus 100 strength, plus 151 magic for Fang. Honestly, for Fang, even if you don't have as high of stats on her weapons as some other people, like she gets a lot of stat bonuses through her Crystarium, so like she ends up being really strong even if her weapon is slightly subpar. Like, there's another weapon that we can get after this boss fight that a lot of people use for her instead, and it operates similarly to, like, the Vega 42s, where it's just got good strength and magic on it, but honestly, in Tier 2, the Tier 2 variant of the Pandoran Spear isn't even that much weaker than that one. It's only like, I mean, it's minus like 120 strength from it, but the magic is almost comparable, and you get improved debilitation level 2, which, excuse me, I think is an effective trade-off personally, but I mean, your mileage may vary. So, all right, but there we go. We've got maxed out all of our accessories except for the Siltstone rings need to be Gaian, but we don't have the Uraninite for that yet. We got maxed out Tier 1 weapons, and if it was up to me, I'd try to beat the whole game with just those maxed out Tier 1 weapons. We might still be able to, though, now that I think about it. Although then we'd have nothing to use all of our massive, massive amount of money on. But, you know, maybe we'll figure something else out. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to save now that we have all that taken care of. It's taken, you know, half an hour to go through the 2 rooms in the 6th tier and do all this upgrading, but at least it's done now. And there's other spots that we can look around on the roof here, but we'll look around later after we do this part. So,
Watch where you're going.
yeah, I suppose it is a little high up, isn't it?
It could be Nasty's waiting anyway.
It's a good point, Vanille, so maybe we should use a Fortisol and an Aegisol right here. Yeah, come over here if you feel dizzy, then you're not looking down while you're at it. Welcome to the arena? That's what it looks like we're doing, anyway.
Uh-huh. Hey, look!
Is that our friend coming to pay us another visit?
It's acting strange. He must
Well,
be
yeah.
weak from losing his tail.
He cut off a bunch of his tail, so, like, I would act strange, too. Fang?
Yeah, that looks plenty feisty to me.
That doesn't look weak. That looks like Gestalt to me.
Let's just go with that, all right?
Sure, whatever you
Come
say,
on.
Hope.
We can do this.
Alright, here we go. The fight against Dahaka. A lot of people don't like this fight. I can understand, but we've got Fortisol and Aegisol, so we should be okay. Alright, start with Arrow. I actually want to cast magic with Saz here, rather than using physical attacks, because every physical attack that Saz uses pushes him away from the boss, and I don't want that. I want him to be as close to the boss as humanly possible, for reasons you'll see in a minute. Alright, so now we'll switch to Relentless Assault, let everybody do their thing. I probably should have used a Libra Scope on him. Let me do that now, actually. Just so that way everybody kind of knows what to do with him. We'll use Foul Utterance. I believe that'll just hit one person for big damage. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not really worried about that part for now. Alright, let's get him staggered real quick. Build the gauge up a little bit. Switch to Aggression. Queue up 2 blitzes and watch the damage fly. Okay, it's not as effective as it could be, but still, we're chunking his HP at the moment with the blitzes. And then if you have 2 aggressions, you can just switch those to ATB refresh and just brrrr. Daka, Daka, and more Daka. Not Dahaka, Daka. We probably won't get him in one stagger, but that's okay. He should be pretty weak after this one, so. And I think he'll get rid of Imperil once we do this, but if he does, we can just switch to Saboteur and Vanille can just reapply it, so. Okay, I'm not gonna get it. That's fine. Just stabilize the gauge real quick. And then we'll go like this, and he should be done after this. Arrow's pretty safe here. I don't think he ever resists it. He does switch elemental forms after a while, but Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's really doing that at the moment. We might have been killing him too fast. So that might be part of the reason why. I can't imagine it would be anything else. Alright. And again, arrow keeps you close to the boss, so that way Saz can just kind of smash him with Blitz once we stagger him again. Although he might not even get staggered again. We might be finishing him this round. Yeah. Goodbye. And that takes care of that. But as you can see, the target time for this boss fight is actually surprisingly low. It's 5 minutes and 50 seconds, even with only maxed out tier 1 weapons, which is very doable at this point. So you could do it in other staggers, but the further you go, the less time you have. So honestly, I don't even mind using a Fortisol and an Aegisol here to finish that one off to get the 5-star, because it would have been tight otherwise. So... But he does drop a Tetratic Tiara for free for beating him. That's our 4th one, and we only need 3, so... You know what that means? Well, if you don't, I'll show you. In a minute. Goodbye, Dahaka. If only you had the ultimate skills, you could end this in one more skill. Yeah, I could have just Daka'd him a little more.
Look.
Oh, another elevator. Cool. And that takes us down the side of the tower, too, so...
Welcome back.
He's saying thanks.
No problem, big guy.
At last, we are free.
Guess Dahaka trapped them in the
We
tower,
go
then.
now to hunt down evil where it hides.
Sweet.
So I guess that means there are still more monsters like that one out there.
I'm gonna take that as our party
Sounds
kind of
like
being
it.
like, okay,
Somewhere
well,
out there on Grand Pulse.
if we don't figure this shit out, we still have loose ends to tie up.
Gone just like that. For a big hunk of rock, that thing sure can move.
Well, I mean,
Guess
he
they
can
just
use
do what
faster
they
than light
can to.
travel.
Trying to save the world.
Yeah,
You
well,
say
it's
that
not
so
all in
sarcastically.
them. Last time I checked, we are still in this fight.
Like we don't have a way to save the world. Is Fang's brand ever not
Yeah,
going
it
to be
was right
screwed
down
up?
there then, isn't
I
it?
think it does get unscrewed up at some
So
point,
what's
but
it like?
Well, it's kind of small, but it's warm and green and very naturey.
Around the Foul Sea, it was flowers as far as you could see, huh?
So was your Fal'Cie Rafflesia or something?
Ain't so rosy, I'm sorry to say.
You want to wait here?
No. I need to see for myself.
Okay, so how bad is it? Now, Vanille and Fang know what this means, because they've been here before. They have a frame of reference for what Erba looked like 400 years ago. The
Every
player
choice-
has never been here before, so I don't know what the hell I'm looking at.
We're chasing
For all I
shadows.
know.
This whole idea of losing our brands is hopeless.
And now they're all
There's gotta be a
spiraling.
way.
For all I know, I'm looking at a blanket of clouds.
That's what we came here
Like,
for.
what's it supposed to look like?
We all agreed. And now we're here.
You think it's really possible?
Sure. Anything is.
Like, I genuinely think Erba could be the best area in this game by a long shot.
no
It
going
has
back.
all the qualities it needs to be
You don't think I know that?
incredibly atmospheric. But there's a lot of things that they do here that just sort of, like, pull the rug out from under it, you know?
Come on.
And that's the start of it. We'll talk about it once we actually get to Erba, though, because we're actually... Despite the fact that Vanille and Fang need to see for themselves, we're actually not going there just yet. We have one more thing to do here on the tower before we go. And a couple of enemies to kill, because all of a sudden, there's Managarms and Amphisbena here, so that's fun. Is there a save point up here? Yeah, behind the Managarm and Amphisbena, so that's fun. Okay, well, you know, I could just use the Whistlewind Scarf to fight them real quick. I want to basically get back to the save point so I can use the Tetratic Tiara, max it out, and then I'm going to actually dismantle this one. I know I mentioned previously that, I don't know, it's kind of like a bug or something, or an oversight, so I don't know if I want to use it, but since we get a 4th one for free, I'm going to use it, and again, it has basically very similar effects to just using the Whistlewind Scarf with the Axis Blade for lightning, so... I think if we use a Sentinel, we can beat the Managarm and Amphisbina not too bad. Let's just set ourselves up how we normally get set up with this party, and then we can go from there. And then do aggression. Put that there. This, that, and then do Delta attack. What would Omega think of all this? I don't know if he'd think this Delta attack was particularly good. What else are you going to do? Oh, you'll see in a moment. Actually, you'll see as soon as they go out on the map here. 704 on the magic there in Lightning. Not bad at all. But yeah, if you go out on the map here, look over here, there's another Seath Stone here. So we're going to do that one before we actually leave. There's a specific thing that you have to do in order to get it to work, though, so we'll do that in a second. But first, let's take care of this fight. Probably take care of the Managarm first. I'll probably have Snow go Sentinel so I can take care of the Managarm first, but let's just get some damage off on him first before we do any of that. Okay, well, I guess I'm imperiled now. That's great. Alright, so Snow, keep the aggro in control. I'll switch to Med Send Med if needed. Should be able to get the Managarm pretty quickly, though. He's kind of in that Triffid range where he has just enough HP to be annoying because you can't stagger him. I mean, his stagger gauge is so high. It's like 400%. Like, are you kidding me? Oh yeah, this guy's physical attacks. So, I will run up to him and hope that he doesn't smack me in the face. We'll do another round of it. Oh, he's feeding stooping. Well, Snow's got Deep Protect. I'm sure that's going to work out great. Optimistic Tower, Spark Strikes. I know I just switched to a magic weapon and now I'm using the physical attacks, but the Edge Carbine isn't particularly bad on physical attacks either, to be honest. It's probably not the best looking weapon that Lightning has, at least in my opinion, but I'm going to switch even though he could probably Feeding Stoop again, but I could probably just keep him like this and just kind of do my attacks in between, you know, so everybody kind of does their attacks so he can't Feeding Stoop. I'll wait for Snow's kick, and then up I'll go. Yeah, that should be fine. Get him in one more. Yep, there we go. No more Feeding Stoop for you. Tonight I dine on feeding soup. Wait, that doesn't work. Never mind. But I don't know. I always kind of looked at the Edge Carbine. It just kind of looks like a piece of, like, sharpened metal with a hilt, but I always thought of it as sort of like a Red Mage tuner, you know what I mean? Almost, it's not like the rapiers, I guess, from 14, but it's not as sharp or, you know, it doesn't thrust, but it's similar because they use it as sort of like a focus for their magic, which in this particular case I think works because it means Lightning gets to use more magic. So, all right. Anyway, we got a Tetratic Tiara. Let's upgrade it to star level, and then we'll dismantle it, and we'll go from there. I don't have any of the fancy stuff, so I can't just... Oh, and don't use Moonblossom Seeds, because I don't think... Yeah, they don't give particularly large amounts of experience, and they're worth 6,000 gil apiece, so definitely don't use those. Oh, look at that, ×2 multiplier already. Just use all of these, why not? And all of these, why not? And one of these. Okay, we're at a ×3 multiplier, good. I think at this point a couple of bomb cores should be enough. Yeah. Can I get it to be like less though? Like if I use something lower end. Kind of like that, but maybe 1440. That wouldn't quite get us there. That will though. Okay. So now obviously you can't improve a Tetratic Tiara, but you can dismantle it. And if you dismantle it, this is what you get. You get a Vial of Perfume, which sells for 12,500 gil, so that's nice. A Shield Talisman, Auto Protect, a Soul Font Talisman, Auto Shell, a Shrouding Talisman, Auto Veil. But instead of getting the Auto Vigilance, which is, I want to say, God, I can't even remember what the Vigilance, Auto Vigilance one is. But instead of getting that, you get a pair of Sprint Shoes, which give Auto Haste for some reason. I don't know why they did that, but there it is. Anyway, we're going to sell the other stuff, and we're going to upgrade the sprint shoes to star level, and we're going to use them instead of Lightning's Whistlewind Scarf from now on, because it'll have basically the same effect for her as the Whistlewind Scarf with the Axis Blade. So. By the way, if you didn't want to dismantle that Tetratic Tiara, like let's say you didn't get the other 3 like I did, there is a mission coming up soon that we're going to be doing where you can get Hermes sandals for free for finishing the mission. So then you can just upgrade the Hermes sandals and use, I want to say, a Perovskite in order to upgrade them to sprint shoes, and then you can just star them from there. So if you don't have these now, don't worry. We'll get some more soon. Now, you said this before, but you thought the sprint shoes stayed trapped in Final Fantasy VI. Yeah, they did some stuff in 6. I mean, oh wow, that smooth hide is actually worth quite a bit on the 1.75. And so is this stuff, actually. Okay, that's not a ×3 multiplier, but I don't know, I think we can probably go from there. Excuse me, how's, maybe a Chobam armor? Wait, that's 1012, 1074. How's the bomb core? 1260. We're getting closer. We need 750. I'll take it. That's fine. Okay. We don't have to be like that micromanagey about our materials either, by the way. I shouldn't really need them for very much after this. Although I'm planning on, because we're going to get a ribbon for free pretty soon. And we don't even have to get the one that we dig up from doing the Chocobo digging minigame in order to get one for free. So I'm planning on trying to upgrade it all the way to star rank, although it takes 20,000 experience to get it there. But if you upgrade it to star rank, you can dismantle it for the equivalent of like 36,000 gil. So I'm trying to do that as well while I'm at it. But I don't know if it'll work out. We'll see. See how much stuff we have in our inventory. But after that, I really don't need like any of these materials for any reason except for like the ones that I buy. So there go the Moon Blossom seeds. Here's the perfume we can sell. I don't actually need this Cobaltite anymore because we've got the Siltstone rings already, so that's done. But keep the Uraninite. We're going to use it. And I'll keep everything else because we're going to use that too. And other than that, I think we're good. So let's give Lightning her sprint shoes now instead of the Whistlewind Scarf. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the Whistlewind Scarf or not. I don't think I'll need it. But now she has Auto Haste, Auto Faith, and Auto Tetra Defense, and we can switch this for Auto Bravery if we so choose. Which is pretty nice for her. And the haste lasts 60 seconds, just like Bravery or Faith does, so it'll be pretty good bonus for her. Keep her moving at the speed of light, which makes sense because, I mean, she's lightning, so naturally she should. Alright, anyway. Delta attack these guys again and just do what I was doing before. We go on blast. You're already in the middle of them, so let's just leave you in the middle of them. I'll blitz because, I don't know. Just because, I don't know. I don't know why not. Hope's already got the AoE going, so... I know, I just upgraded to a magic weapon and I'm using physical attacks here, I know. I see the irony, don't worry. But it does show that we're still getting a pretty decent chunk of stuff from the blitzes that we're doing, right? So, how's the other one's HP? Okay, so just do this real quick. And off they go. But yeah, we should be able to chunk enemies pretty easily now because we've gotten such a large upgrade to our magic, so, and our strength, obviously, from getting the weapons up higher and all that stuff, so. That won't really help against Namphasbina, but, you know. But there's another statue that has the sword, the white statues with the swords up here. So if you use this guy, he'll pull an elevator up for you. I didn't actually know this was here, to be fair, because I guess no, actually, I probably did, but I just didn't think about it because I don't know, I probably did this mission later. But in order to get Mission 27 to the boss that you do in Mission 27 to actually spawn, you need to go in this elevator and you need to go down to the 7th tier and hit another statue switch in order to allow the elevator to go all the way from the apex to the ground floor from the central section of the tower. Like, the one that you have that's over there on the side will only go to the 6th tier, so it'll only go down 7 sections of the tower. If you get this one set up, the central elevator will go down from the top all the way to the bottom, including the 7th tier, so... that's what we want. And it'll give us a chance to test out our sprint shoes a little bit more. We already kind of got a good field test with the last one, but now we've got XIII's to fight, so that should help a little bit. Right, water is the big thing here. See how much damage lightning does now. Okay, that's a decent chunk lightning. I'll take it. Take these guys down one at a time at the rate like this. I'm in pretty good shape. I'm not even really worried about the XIII's, honestly. I'm just going to let them do their thing. I mean, Snow's also chunking them. Let's not discount the physical attack that he's going off with here. Watch him beat these things up. Like, look at that. Okay, I don't know what Frenzied Dance does. It's probably because it's by itself, but I guess we'll find out. Okay, gives it bravery. That's fine. Watch it, like, kill me now or something. Alright, that's fine. We're good. Yeah, I don't know. We might be able to beat the game with just Tier 1 weapons if... well, with Tier 1 weapons, but I'll demonstrate one singular Tier 2 weapon. I guess, again, though, then we wouldn't have anything to do with the massive amounts of money that we're going to have on hand pretty soon, so... I don't know. We'll figure it out. I think there's also a treasure chest that I missed up on the Apex, but we can go get it after this, because we have to go to the Apex in order to hit up Mission 27 anyway, so we'll go do that in just a moment once we get the elevator all set up. Not going to grab an ultimate weapon for the last ATB bar? Probably not. I could, because we're actually going to do a mission where, technically speaking, you could get the upgrade material that you need in order to get an ultimate weapon, but I don't think I'm gonna, honestly. It just doesn't... I don't think we need the 6 ATB bars, you know? Like, honestly, I don't think you need the 6 ATB bars at all. I'm pretty sure you could probably, with the correct tactics, you could beat the entire game with Stage 9 Crystarium, minimal secondary role development, and just, like, all their primary roles maxed at Stage 9. Like, you probably don't even have to touch Stage 10. So... and by that I mean doing all the missions. You might not be able to do, like, the highest end regular encounters that you can do, like the ones that replace the Adamantoises once you do the Circle of Seath Stones on the Archaeal Steppe. But you could probably do all the missions with just Stage 9, honestly, which we'll have access to soon enough. Not yet, but soon enough. Okay, yeah, here's a chest over here. Probably guarded by the Samphasbina, but we can handle that now. We got starred Tier 1 weapons and pretty good accessories, too. Or he could just fly around, that's fine, too. Okay, Frostbane brooches. Don't know why you'd want those. I guess, I mean, they give auto bar frost, or critical bar frost, excuse me. You'd have to upgrade them to get auto bar frost. So that's great. And there's an Ether Saw, so I guess if you needed it, you could use it. But here is Mission 27. It's another Undying mission against Mithridates the Lone. The Undying, fearsome Seath who defy fal'Cie will, driven by an intense loathing of all that lives, as we know from the other... what have we killed? 3 so far, or 2? I don't know, it's so hard to keep count. Mithridates the Lone is of their number, and his undoing is my burden. It is said in life he once loved music. I can but hope the notes sounded by the elevator in Tajin's tower descending from the apex might lure him out, and allow me to restore a touch of harmony to the discord of the tower's tainted song. So that's your hint. In order to get Mithridates to spawn, you actually have to take this elevator specifically from the apex all the way down to the ground floor. That one won't work. It's got to be this one. So, since we already got it all set up, let's get our party set up, and then we'll head down there. Mithridates is immune to all status effects as far as I'm aware, so saboteurs won't actually do much good here. So I think it might be time... we've already used the Charlie's Angels party. Might be time for a guy's night out. Let's let Saz, Snow, and Hope handle this one, I think. How do I want to do this, though? We're going to want to do... Okay, that's probably a good one to have just for now. We'll do a Sin, Sen, Sin, because that way they can both get some buffs up while we're, waiting and doing stuff. We can do a Com, Sen, Rav. And then... probably put you as the commando, because you cast a little faster. So that'll help us build gauge if we get to the point. I don't know if we'll stagger him. He's another flying Seath, so sometimes you just don't get to stagger them. Like you end up just kind of attacking and that's it. I think I'm going to do triple commandos actually at the top of this one though, just to see if that makes a difference. We'll start in prudent planning because that way we can let Snow tank the hits while we get all the buffs up, and once we get the buffs up, we'll go from there. I want to use a Libra scope on this one as well. I could use regular Libra, I guess, but I'll just use a Libra scope. We've got some, so I may as well. Because if I remember correctly, not only will it cue the AI to just use magic on him because he's like resistant to physical again, but it'll also cue them to use Bar Thunder. Hope will use Bar Thunder then because this guy also likes using 11 Bolt. So I think this should be good. Now I just need to you're good. You two need different accessories, though. Actually, the Aurora Scarves would have been fine. So let's just take these from you two and give you two back your Aurora Scarves. And then we'll give you the General's Belts and Witch's Bracelets. And I mean, I guess I also just gave Snow a physical weapon, even though he's going to help out with this magical boss, but... excuse me. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Hell, he might still punch the thing, honestly, because with his strength as high as it is, he might just be better off punching it. We'll see. So, alright, but I think that's it. We'll get Haste and Vigilance up after we get a Leaper Scope going. But yeah, so take the Apex and go all the way down to the ground tier. And then you should be good. And once we're done with this, we can head to Erba. We probably won't get to the boss fight of Erba today. Now that I think about it. Well, I mean, maybe. It's kind of a small place, but we'll see. I think this cutscene specifically plays in order to tell you that you did it correctly and you can get Mithridates to spawn. So, just so you know. Something smells fishy in this room, and it sure as hell ain't cod. Okay, that's a very large, flying, stinking cod, but, you know. Alright, let's get him. Okay, so first things first, Libra Scope, while he miasmas the shit out of me. I probably can fix that in a moment. Let's get Haste and Vigilance going first, though, before we do anything else. Because Hope can't bestow either one just yet, so... Ow. Okay, maybe I use a Renew. How about that? And then we'll get the rest while Hope gets the other stuff up. So we'll do this. We're going to want to get Faith, and I think Fire will work okay. Oh, I'm still de-shelled. I should probably do something about that. Never mind, I'm dead. Whoops. It's because I left the de-shell on. I probably should have Dispel Good, actually, to get rid of it. But that's okay. We can do it again. I wonder if it's just going to kick me back to the elevator. But as you can see, 11 Bolt hits pretty hard, so you definitely want to keep up not only Bar Thunder, but also Shell. So maybe I should actually have Saz cast that, because I know that we're going to need it, so... And then Hope can cast Protect and Shell and all that stuff, so... Oh, I left the elevator all the way down there. That's funny. Do I want to do... You know what I might do? Is I might do, like, a... Sin Sen Med, just in case I need to heal or something like that, so then I can get the rest of the buffs up. I don't have access to Protect and Shell on Saz just yet, but this way I don't have to like keep spamming Renew or potions or anything like that. I can work on actually setting up, you know. Yeah, once we get all set up, we should be in good shape for this guy. It's just a matter of getting set up first and then, you know, starting to go on blast. We'll stabilize the gauge, and we'll be good. I hesitated switching into Combat Clinic last time, which I shouldn't have, but I hesitated because I was like, well, if I do this, I won't be able to get my buffs up, but buffs don't really help you if you're dead, so... Alright, so Libra Scope. See who he hits with this miasma. Yeah, definitely Dispel Gutting that, actually. Sorry, Hope. But we definitely don't want all that going on.
Much appreciated.
Get this going. Yeah, get Bar Thunder on everybody there, big guy. So we can move along. No, get Bar Thunder on your... Okay, you know what? I'll cast it on you. Oh, no, he got it on himself already. Okay, good. And Fire and Faith. There we go. Put that on Snow. So we'll let Hope keep getting Shell. Once he gets Shell on everybody, we should have this much more easily handled. So, okay, I'll cast Renew just to give him a chance to do anything else that he might need to do. And then I'll switch to Delta Attack and start getting the gauge up. And I think... Okay, yeah, see, he's resistant to physical attacks. That means he reduces it by 75%, I think. But he also halves magic, so, like... It's a little bit problematic, because he's just going to take resisted damage from everything you do, but, you know... He's weak to all of the 4 primary elements except Thunder, though. So he's weak to Ice, Water, Fire, and Arrow. So if you N something your weapons, it should be a little easier to manage that. I might go Relentless Assault, honestly. So... Oh, no, not Thunder. Arrow, Fire, Arrow, Fire. There we go. Because I think at this point, we've got Shell, we've got Bar Thunder. I think we can kind of just chunk him a little bit, you know? Like, Levin Bolt will hurt, but not that bad. Plus, I've still got enough for another Renew if I need to, so... Alright, so we should be able to stagger him in a moment. Okay, there's the stagger. We'll do one more. And just kind of do a little bit more here. And then I think we'll go Cerberus once we get a little bit extra here. There we go. Wait for it. I was trying to wait for Snow to be done, because by the time I do this, Snow should be back casting. Yep. And if we kind of, like, stagger it a little bit like this, we should keep him kind of stuck in a loop for a little while. And then I can switch to Cerberus again to get Snow doing it again. Okay, he's Levin Bolting again. That's a little bit problematic, but we should be able to still handle it. I think. We disjointed our... Well, okay, Hope's doing his thing now, so that's fine. Maybe one more Cerberus, and then that's it. Alright, go quick, go quick, 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 quick. Okay, well, that's unfortunate, but... let me do another Renew real quick, just to kind of get us up there, because we've almost got him. I'll switch to Relentless Assault, and we'll just get him from there. Because we've still got Bar Thunder. Imperil's up on Snow, but that's okay. Shouldn't be a huge deal. And another round, we might have him. He's probably going to start spamming Levin Bolt, though, because he's down low on HP. So, okay, there we go. Got him. In the long term, is killing all these Undying Seath worth it? Probably not, considering we're not doing the super boss, right? Because you need to kill all of these Undying Seath in order to kill the super boss. Honestly, I could probably just leave this guy for the big rock dudes to take care of, but, I mean, I guess I get ranks for doing it, so why not? We beat him, we get a Blaze Ring and Grudge Settler. So that's fun. And, unlike Pituitus, this Flying Seath is going back to the far plane. Wait, that's a different game. Yeah, when they do that little animation where they fly up into the air and they disappear like that, it's being done for a specific reason. I can probably even show it once we're done in Airba, but we'll go look at that when we actually have time. We don't have time at the moment because we got to take Vanille and Fang down to their hometown so they can see the devastation for themselves. And honestly, the first impression on Airba isn't great because it's like, okay, there's just a big blanket of clouds. How the hell am I supposed to see anything? But there is still potential here for them to make it a really good atmospheric place by just kind of letting you explore it for yourself and seeing the devastation for yourself, and just kind of letting the characters just almost like look at it in awe, you know what I mean? This, oh my god, like holy shit, it's this bad? That's not how it goes, but it would be nice if it did. Anyway, for this specific section, I'm actually going to bring Fang and Vanille into the party because it feels silly not to have them in the party for their hometown, you know? So we'll bring them in and we'll have Saz here. He's here for a specific reason as well, but we'll get into that when we get a little further here. Thankfully, the same really good deck that worked for... whatchamacallit, that worked for all of us also works for, or worked for Lightning, Snow, and Hope, also works for Saz, Fang, and Vanille, so. Although, do I want Fang to do the Saboteur thing? Yeah, you know, she has D-Protect, actually, so she should be able to do that pretty good against certain fights, so. Alright, but since that's the case, we're going to want to, I'm going to leave the, no, actually, I'm going to give him the sprint shoes. Why the hell not, honestly. Lightning, I'll take those, thank you. And, actually, I can give you the Whistlewind Scarf that I just took off of Saz, because then you can have the General's Belt and Witch's Bracelet, because since Fang, Vanille, and Saz are going to go exploring here, I'm going to let Lightning, Snow, and Hope handle the boss of the area. So, alright, so we'll give you the Sprint Shoes. We'll give you... Actually, I'm going to give you the Blessed Talisman, again, even though you're not a great caster, because some of the enemies here, as a matter of fact, most of them, are more susceptible to magic than they are to physical attacks. That being said, Fang is still incredibly strong to the point where she can overcome that weakness, so I think I'd rather her just have the Morale Talisman instead. Alright, but I think that's it. Should be good. I might need to use the Ether Sol that we just got, though. Maybe I'll use it now, actually, just so that we... Well, do I need it? No, actually, I don't think I do, because we should be able to get up to... We need 3 TP for Mission 28, but it shouldn't take too long to get to 3 TP, considering the enemies we're going to be fighting on our way through here, so...
Now that looks like an easier way to get where we're going.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't want to climb down the side of the tower.
To throw your back out climbing, old man.
And also, we'd probably all be Seath by the time we got to the bottom. But is this appropriate, though? Like, we're making jokes like this? I mean, I guess it's levity in the face of, you know, a situation that could be really despair-filled with Erba, but, like, do we have time to be making jokes when Vanille and Fang's hometown is, well, hang on, wait for the loading screen. Like this? Because this is what Erba actually looks like. And again, the music's just right. It's really like just filled with this sense of hopelessness, right? You get down here and it's just crystal snow everywhere. And you can see on the horizon, that's a dead shot. If you shot something at Cocoon from here, you'd hit it square exactly where it got hit. So the atmosphere here is palpable, right? Let's hope they keep it that way. I think I'll spend my CP later. I think we've got enough at the moment to be in good shape. Are the jokes appropriate when you're almost out of tattoo time? That's another good point, yes. I'm not sure that they are. But yeah, no, if the whole dungeon was kind of like this, and they just let the characters say their one-liners as you walked through it and experienced it yourself, I'd be damn down for this. Like, this is one of those situations where you just crest the hill and you see the town, and it's like, oh my god, what the hell happened here, you know? I mean, we can't see the town yet, but we will. That, and Fang can get a few things on this guy. She can actually get D-Shell along with Slow and Curse on this guy because she has access to both, so that's kind of nice. Okay, he's got that back up. Let's refresh so we can hopefully... Okay, I was going to say get him staggered before we get arrow good, but we did not, so that's fine. But yeah, at a certain point, the vampire, I guess at this point, the vampire becomes weak enough to where you actually probably won't stagger him before you kill him, and that means he'll, generally speaking, be able to wail or use Aeroga a little more freely. Not so great, but, you know. Oh, and in case I didn't mention it, I don't think I did, the music for the area, again, in order to maintain the feeling of, wow, this is what happened, the music actually stays in battle. You don't get the battle theme interrupting the music. The music just sticks around. And again, I think that's great. I think it helps create a great atmosphere for the area. I just wish that it could keep it up, but well, in case it isn't clear, it's gonna have trouble keeping that feeling, you know. But I remember really liking Erba. Yeah, and I think, like, again, from the standpoint of atmosphere, I think they do a great job with the environment building. It's just the talking that gets me.
Finally back. How many centuries?
Like, that seems too nonchalant. That particular line seems too nonchalant for a town that you knew. And it's a town where everybody was relatively close, according to some of the cutscenes that we'll see in a minute. Like, would you be this... Oh, we're back after how many... Like, wouldn't you be a little more melancholy about it, you know? Like, I feel like I'd be more like, oh my god, you know? I'd be devastated if this is what I saw. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, though. I think Vanille captures it a little bit better than Fang. Fang sounds a little more nonchalant about it, but there Vanille kind of had it where she was like, how many years has it been? But it's like wistful. It's like, wow. It's kind of got like a depressed note to it, you know what I mean? Like this is what's left, you know what I mean? This is our last hope. This is the place that we're putting, like, now the spiraling that Fang just did makes a lot more sense to the player, because it's like, this place could be small town America. There's highways, there's windmills, there's factories here, there's signs that could be used for advertising, there's houses, the streets are filled with dead people. These are probably all of their neighbors that are walking around in shambles at the moment. Like, again, the atmosphere here is top-notch environmental storytelling. They maintain the music in the regular fights, so great atmosphere. I just feel like they don't do enough with it with the things the characters say. They don't let you stew in it as a player, you know. So, did you get cursed there? No, go ahead and get cursed first, and then we'll go to aggression. There we go. Okay, well, aggression's not going to do much if he's going to get a rogue off anyway, but I mean, I guess I'll be up in a sec anyway, so. Goodbye. Oh, look at all these Seath. Yeah, and that's, like, as we get further, I'm going to talk about my theories about these Seath. But again, my theory is that all of these are the villagers, you know what I mean? These are the people that lived in Erba, worked in Erba, probably worked alongside Fang and Vanille hundreds of years ago, reduced to corpses that we now have to murder in the streets. Like, that's powerful. You can do stuff with that, you know what I mean? From a storytelling standpoint, you can do something with that. But, will they? You know what? I actually don't want to focus on this guy. The Taxum's a lot easier to kill, so let's just kill the Taxum instead. And since Fang's focusing on the other guy at the moment, let's see if we can... let's get rid of this guy first. This is why fanfiction writers have good moments sometimes. Yeah, that's depressing AF. I know. We're not even to the most depressing part that we'll talk about in a moment, once we get to the main area, the main street. I don't know if this is probably Main Street, but I'll talk about it in a second. We're not there yet. We gotta fight, like, 2 more groups of enemies, I think. Well, actually, no. The second group of enemies that we could fight is the group that I'm referring to. Nice work, Vanille. Way to keep on your feet. Yeah, this is why fanfiction writers have good moments sometimes. Players dream up and see this kind of depressing, yeah. Yeah, and it just... I don't know, I feel like the atmosphere here... Like, the environmental storytelling here is incredible. Like, they have all of this stuff that they put up. There's barely any plant life left. There's just these few stark trees that are, you know, they have barely any foliage left. There's just a crystal snow around the whole area that's just destroyed any ecology whatsoever. There's still wind, but this place is a shell. It's a hollowed out hull of what it used to be. And you can do something with that. Why are we still going after the vampire? Okay, whatever. Might as well go after him now, since we've already staggered him, you know. So yeah, I can't switch really because then we'd go after the Varkalachi instead, and we don't want that. We actually want to kill this guy first. No, stop that with the wind slash. Oh, we got a pair of Skype, by the way, down there. I think I grabbed that down on the side of the building there. And we'll use that for upgrading one of the weapons, I think, to tier 2, unless I'm going to use that for something else. But here's mission 28. I kind of wish this was in a different place, but it's here. Fated Glory. It's the last mission that you'll come across just moving straight forward like this. Like, the first 17 are in the steppe, 18 through 27 are on the way here, and here's 28, so... It's against Ceratosaurus, so pretty simple. This time-worn ghost town is Erba? I hardly recognize the place. Could the Ceratosaurs I've been sent to destroy have done this? No. How the hell would they manage all of this? They're frogs. And even if they did, what purpose will it serve to eradicate them now? Are the Fal'Cie planning to raise a new village in this white wasteland? Oh, whatever they intend, I suppose I'd better get to the harbor where the creatures nest. So close and yet so far, because there's the mark right there. And there's all his backup. There's like 10 Ceratosaurs down in the harbor now. So that's fun. I was looking at the mini-map, by the way, and that's where you see all of that, so... There are examine points inside of Erba. I don't know if it'll let me examine them yet until we see this cutscene. I think you need to see this cutscene first in order to get the examine points. So.
Which is your house?
What do you mean, which is ours? All of them.
You were 2 and you freaked the fuck out. How many red circles was that? I think 10 total.
Everyone in the village lived together.
A commune,
Big
huh?
happy family?
Or was it just a residential
One
building?
heck of a lot of places to hang your hat.
Something like that. See, I don't know, though. Like, this is the part that gets me, right? Like,
We're back.
Vanille saying this. That's correct for this situation. Everybody else is kind of just making small talk. And it's like... I don't know if the small talk is the vibe that you want to get out of an area like Erba. It could be so much more depressing than this. And I know, you don't want stuff to be depressing, because why would you want to be depressed? But that's the atmosphere. That's the vibe here, right?
You want to take a look around?
So.
We better. Gotta find something to help us lose these brands.
That's not the only reason we're here. You're finally home. Make the most of it.
I suppose Saz would be the one to say that, considering, you know, he's gone from his house with his kids. So, or his kid, singular. But yeah, there are examine points around Erba where you can take a look at the way that the people lived before. A battered and forgotten sign stands beside the road, another silent victim to the passage of time. I'll try to get all the examine points, but there are even some that I don't even think I know about at the moment. I'm not going to go into that house yet, but we'll go there in a minute. There's going to be a reason to go into this. Well, it's not even a house, it's a power station, but we'll talk about it. So this is the encounter that I was talking about.
Everything's different, but it's still home.
And here they come. So you remember how they said that everyone lived in the commune house over there, one big happy family and all that? These are tiny Seath, not large enough to be full-grown adults. So what does that make them? Because in my eyes, these are children that we just murdered. I mean, obviously, we gave them mercy because they were shambling corpses, but those were kids at one point. Shouldn't we be saying something about that? Like, shouldn't Fang and Vanille have something to say about the fact that they probably just murdered the children that they lived with? Well, no, because they're going to respawn in 10 seconds, but, you know. I feel like they should say something. Saz, make the most out of what? Yeah, that's a fair question, actually. I mean, I guess make the most out of the time that you can spend here? I don't know. I think this guy's a little more weak to physical attacks, actually, so I'm going to use physical attacks for this, and then we'll go to Smart Bomb once we're done. Getting him there. Excuse me. Oh, he didn't get the cast off. Cool. Well, now Fang can get Deep Protect on him, and then once she gets that, we can just switch straight over to Relentless Assault again and go from there. Some of his multicasts could cast status effects on you, like he just did with Deep Protect and De-Shell there. Sometimes it'll just be multi-target spells, single-target spells, multiples of them at the same time. So. Okay, nice, she got him. I wasn't really sure if she was going to get him. I think she used Scourge just there because he was inertial barriering, but not bad. Yeah, you can get Vitalas in one stagger as long as you're, well, do whatever we just did. I can hear a treasure chest. I don't know where it is, though. Might be up here. But yeah, here's the dwelling that they were talking about. And, well, if I can get the camera to work, there are a lot of children's toys in here, which adds to my little theory. This Chocobo doll was likely a village child's fond favorite. Its well-worn stitches show evidence of repeated mending. Those were kids, man. We just killed kids. A lot of things in this world can be excused. Shooting kids ain't one of them. These burlap sacks are stuffed with tools for outdoor labors. One bears a tag proclaiming the name of its former owner. We don't get to see what that name is, but... yeah, see what I mean, though? Like, this is palpable, right? Like, if this was the whole area, and there was just occasional one-liners of just them despairing at the nature of the village after 400 years away, that'd be it. That'd be all you'd need. It just feels so much like they're discarding that. They're just kind of nonchalantly progressing through. And I think if they kind of wallowed in it a little bit, the characters, that is, or the game allowed you as a player to wallow in it a little bit, this next part would make a little bit more sense, because it's like a bright light in all of this wallowing that we're doing. I'm getting ahead of myself again. Hold on. While not in itself the most luxurious of beds, the sounds of fellow sleepers no doubt afforded some comfort to its occupants. I like to think Saz is coming up with these one-liners. He looks like a bit of a thinker. Whimsically colored boxes flank the shattered mirror's frame. Some young girls' treasure chests, to be sure. Evidently not Vanille's or Fang's, because otherwise they'd be saying something about it. A pot of this size could feed a great many mouths and would have been used regularly for communal cooking. And again, like, this looks like the kitchen in the Louisiana house in the beginning of Resident Evil 7, right? Like, people lived here. There's atmosphere. There should be more. Well, actually, there should be less, because there should be less cutscene talking, but... This is the bright light, by the way, in the wallowing. Because here's Vanille's Roomba?
Yeah.
Pet
You're
Roomba?
okay. I was worried.
She treats it like a cat. Sleep mode.
He wanted to say goodbye.
I don't know about that.
He's not ready for the scrap heap just yet.
This is why Saz is here, by the way.
Yeah. Nothing I can't fix.
Because
Just need to track us down some parts.
he can do a tune-up for them. So Saz, Fang, and Vanille are going to fix Vanille's little Roomba robot. Vanille's robotic pal Bhakti is in dire need of repair. Should be able to find all 5 of the necessary replacement parts within the village of Erba. And this is the moment of truth. We get to see if all my hard work pays off, because Bhakti is the Roomba that I was talking about, or rather not the Roomba. Well, he is the Roomba, but he's also the pedometer that I was talking about previously. That's the word I was looking for. He's the pedometer. He keeps track of the number of steps you've taken on Pulse. So if we've taken enough, well, we'll get something out of it once we come back and repair him. Damn, Saz, those were kids. You don't gotta be that aggro. I don't think I need that much, just a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I guess the kids could be alright, they just respawned after all, but still. Okay. Now that that's done, you'll see these red circles around certain things in the village. If you examine it, you'll get a piece of the parts that you need in order to tune Bhakti back up. So here's a power cable. The red circle goes away once you've acquired the part. So, and also there's marks on the map to show you where they are as well. There's one that isn't marked though, and I'll tell you about that one in a second because it's, well, it's an enemy that you'll just run into along the way. So next part's in here, but surprise, motherfucker! It's a Vatala. Again. Alright, let's just see what we can do here. Again, if we can get Deprotect on him, then we can just go straight, probably straight into Aggression, honestly, and just chunk him from there. Alright, I probably should have just switched to Smart Bomb after the first two, but that's okay. Yeah, because he gets it on him pretty quickly, so... Alright, off to Aggression, and then start shooting! I probably could blitz him as well to do some decent stuff, but... it's probably fine. Just get him in this next round before he even gets any bright ideas about using the barrier again. But yeah, see the kind of damage we're doing now that we've got the tier 1 weapons all starred out? It's much better. Grains of crystal sand choke the inner workings of this machine. Whatever purpose it once served is served no longer. And I feel like Saz almost is necessary here anyway, because he would know about what a lot of this tech... Like, there's similar tech that he would have probably been around as a pilot, because, I mean, I guess tech has advanced quite a bit on Cocoon, but it had to come from somewhere, right? And if they're retrofitting a lot of the stuff from Pulse to use on Cocoon, then I gotta imagine as a pilot he would have known a little bit about retrofitting, unless he left that to the specialists, but... Excuse me. Alright, we got a chest and an examine point to look at, so we'll look at both in a minute. First, let's put this kid in a better place. Definitely don't want to say the other much more aggro sounding line. I could get demonetized. All $0 that I make. Come in. Yeah, get Curse on him first, Fang, and then we can move along. Hello. Cole's here. Probably, wonder if we'll even stagger him before he's... Well, probably just before. See, like I said, his stagger resistance is high enough to where, like, you might not stagger him before he's dead. So. Marie says hello.
Hi, Marie.
He's sitting, like, across the room, so he might be a little harder to hear him because I have it on the what's the name of this setting on the microphone? I forget what it's called, but it's the one where it's mostly just focused on directly in front of it. So once visitors would have found their way by these signs. It is difficult to determine how long ago that must have been. Well, 400 years says, or transgression happened back then, so probably where the direct hit came from is right around here. Let's see. Oh yeah, we got a Heavenly Axis there. I think that's Vanille's stagger lock weapon, I want to say. Not particularly good. I don't even think it gets very good stats for a stagger lock weapon. Usually, like, that you get stagger lock and it compensates for having stagger lock by having really high stats, but not in this case. just do that. That's probably a little faster than the other way. Alright, switch to aggression. And just beat him up some more. Might as well not even bother with the status effects if he's just going to be up in the air for the entire fight anyway, so... Yeah, like that. Fang's back to her old self, sending everything to the moon. Alright, but we have enough TP now, and we should be coming across the mark in just a second. But here's the fight that actually gets you one of the pieces for Bhakti, is this vampire here. It gets you a trochoid gear. I guess that's what it's called. But yeah, so... I don't remember if that guy respawns now or not, but he won't give you another trochoid gear if he does respawn, so... Alright, there's a Libroscope. Here's the Ceratosaurs. Like I said, there's like 10 of them.
10 of them.
So, Brunhilde hasn't gotten a kill yet. So, let's get Brunhilde a kill. Because... Nope. Because these things shouldn't take very long to kill. Probably just throw one Firaga in the middle of them to get the Gestalt all the way up and then just use Muspel Flame and they're all dead. They've only got like 40,000 HP, I think. And they're all weak to fire, so...
There you are.
That,
Glad you could make it. Let's roll.
should make the difference here. Let's just throw it kind of in the middle. Okay, that's good.
Time to take the driver's seat.
It doesn't have to. It just has to get the Gestalt gauge up. Because they're all weak to fire. So I should be able to kill them all with this. Especially not frogs.
Turn up the heat. Come on.
It didn't kill all of them because Ceratosaur B is still alive. That's fine. That's fine. They'll be dead in 2 seconds anyway. Yes, we did in fact miss a few. That's okay. Because they're dead now. Now will that be 5-star? I don't know. Because we missed a few. Okay, it's fine. Brunhilde does not get a kill though. So that's unfortunate. It's not the last time we'll see Brunhilde, though. We're going to actually see her again soon enough. I probably didn't throw the Firaga close enough to the center of the group. I think if you throw it in the center of the group, it does enough damage to actually splash them all to death, basically. But that's okay. I'm trying with these summons. A lot of people don't use them, or they use them a lot, depending on what the situation is. I'm really trying to get these summons to work, but it's not necessarily always easy. This is an examine point too. Maybe it's after this where the vampire and stuff are. Yeah, here we go. Presumably a piece of some larger ship, this ruined assembly has long since been stripped of salvageable parts. So yeah, this was a harbor town. They kind of did, you know, all of the any factory work and anything like that. It was on the water here, so then they could send it out in ships to wherever it was going. Doesn't really serve that function anymore, though. Now all you have are Vetalas and their various, well, whatever the Chon-Chons were in life. My theory is correct, they were kids, so... I say, Fang, why don't you stabilize that gauge for me, please? Thank you. Is he resistant to physical attacks? Oh, he's just immune, so that's why she's using magic. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't matter because it's still increasing the gauge for me. That's the important part. Alright, we'll go Smart Bomb as soon as I'm done here. Because he should be staggered. Yep. Get Deprotect, and then off we go. Wait for my attacks to be done. And aggression. If I was a little closer, like I said, I'd probably use Blitz, but I'm not close enough to use Blitz, unfortunately. So I'll just use the rifle instead. Ow. Now the 50 caliber rifle's later. Soon, actually, because we're in the right building for it.
Oh, good.
So here's another piece for Bhakti's puzzle. Only one more to get after this. An aspheric lens. But there's more stuff to examine, including another 13 reference because the clock has 13 hours on it. The clock's hands are frozen in time. How much has passed since their last revolution, one can only guess. But in case the desks and stuff weren't a clear indicator of what this place was, excuse me, Vanille, go back here and they'll tell you. Traces of simple formulas are still faintly discernible on the blackboard. This must have been a classroom. Which probably means that Vetala was the teacher and the Chan-Chans, well, take a guess. Yeah, like I said, the atmosphere in this place is palpable. I just wish the characters would follow suit. So. There are flowers here, though. Even amidst this desolation, flowers and their pollinators thrive. Only the region's human inhabitants appear to have vanished. Or, turned into shambling corpses. There's a Seath stone up here, though.
Flowers to greet us.
Well, sorry to say it, I don't think you're going to be getting the warm welcome back that you were hoping for.
I'm frankly amazed the flowers lasted as long as they have out here.
Well, it's interesting, too, because, the flowers are being cultivated by the bugs, but, there's that line. How is that possible? There's more flowers than Vanille remembers, but no one's here. Did people who got their Lassie missions pass through and plant flowers or something here? Or are the Seath cultivating them because they did that in their life and now they're doing it in death? So many questions, you see what I mean, though? And that's what drives your brain in a place like this. Because if the player can if you don't fill the gaps in like that, but you provide a desolate atmosphere like this, the player fills in the gaps and then everyone comes up with their own story of how things have played out here. But with the characters acting so nonchalant about it, it's not as much fun to do that. So, Anyway, we got a Moogle puppet over there. We also get the Pleiades High Powers from this one. Love this gun so much. It's such a stupid weapon. Let's take a look at it, actually. So, like I said before, Saz doesn't really get particularly high strength or magic, and he won't get it from the Pleiades High Powers either. But you'll also notice that his HP dips, a lot. Drops like a rock. That's because the Pleiades have the Paper Tiger ability, which reduces his maximum HP by 70%. Why would you ever equip these? Well, you wouldn't at the moment, but hold on to them. They're worth a decent chunk of money because they have 40 strength at the start, and that's a lot for a base weapon. They get better. Actually, leave those there. Put the Pandoran Spear here.
I've learned one thing from watching me play Final Fantasy XIII. If a weapon has Paper Tiger, it's either completely broken
or awful. Or awful in the case of... Because Hope also gets a weapon with Paper Tiger on it, and... Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's so bad. Saz, however, does not have this problem. Any Seekers left? Yep. Oh, I did it again. Trying to set it up so that way when we fight the vampire, I can just kind of do that real quick. Alright, that should stabilize it a little bit. Get D-Shell. Curse and Slow on him. This is why I have the Blessed Talisman on Saz, by the way, because the Vetalas I'm not really worried about, because we can kind of fight them pretty easily. But with the vampires, since they have enough HP, we can get D-Shell on them, so then I can just have Saz cast, and even though he's not the best caster, he does enough. He gets the job done. And he's a slow caster, too, which means with Curse up on the vampires, we can kind of keep them stuck like this while Vanille and Fang do their thing. So, unless he dazes us, which doesn't really make a difference because by the time he goes again, yeah, we got him. Alright, almost through. Save point up here. Got to go up, and then we're going to have to go back in order to repair Bhakti, but that's okay. By the way, in case you were wondering when I was going to cover data log stuff, I'm actually going to do it on next stream because I'm basically waiting. There's a point on the next stream where it's basically at the end of this chapter where they kind of give you like, not a lore dump, but they tell you enough about the lore for you to kind of put all the pieces together. So I figure once we have all those pieces, that's when we can talk about the data log and take a look at it and see if it answers any of my questions. So in case you're waiting for that, that's later this week. These carts seem to have been common in Erba, functioning both to move materials and as a mode of personal transportation. So yeah, very industrialized town. And now it's all gone. Alright, so let me, might as well sell a few of the things that we just got, but not the Pleiades, keep those. Don't keep Heavenly Axes, we don't need that. So, unless you're planning on using random instant chain for some reason. Oh, and we got another collector's catalog, by the way, from the treasure chest in Tajin's Tower, so there's a cool 50,000 gil for you. If you want to, you could always keep this one and turn it into a connoisseur's catalog as well, so you can have the collector's and the connoisseur's catalog, but I don't need the connoisseur's catalog, like, ever in the game. Or rather, I should say, by the time I do need it, I won't need the regular collector's catalog anymore, so I'm just going to sell it. And by that point in time, if I need to buy another collector's catalog, I can. I can just, it'll be 100,000 gil, but at that point we'll have ways of getting a lot more gil, so I'm not really too worried about it. So, alright, sell the Moogle Puppet, keep the Perovskite, we're going to use that soon. And the rest, I think we're good. Excuse me. I kind of wish the mission stone was right here where the save point is instead of being way back where it was. Because I feel like in the place where it is right now, it's kind of in an inconvenient spot because in order to continue after this to get to Chapter 12, you have to walk all the way through the whole village again, which is kind of annoying. Like if you teleport away from the village and then back, like if you're going to go do additional missions or something, you have to do all of that walking over again, so... kind of annoying, but I mean, I guess we'll just make it work, right? Or we'll get smacked in the face. Jesus Christ, that sounded like it hurt. Can't quite get this guy in a quick period of time, but it shouldn't take too long to get him. I probably could, like, switch or something and make it a little simpler, like if I go aggression or something, but... nah, I think we'll just do it this way and go one at a time. We get a low star ranking, we get a low star ranking. This isn't a mission, so... it ain't gonna bother me. Alright, so back up says, because then we can just get a fresh bar for this guy. And then let Vanille stagger him. There we go. Go to aggression. I think we're almost out of... okay, well, it's only been a minute in the battle so far because my buffs are running out, so... it probably hasn't been that long to where I'm concerned about my time, you know? Yeah, okay, well, it worked out. We got the 5-star anyway. Nice warehouse they've got here. Parched laborers probably relaxed here after a hard day's toil, their exhaustion adding to the savor of long-awaited refreshments. It's unfortunate what probably happened to them, because we probably just took them off the map, but to be fair, again, they respawn, so... I don't know, this is one of those situations where I feel like the mechanics could have, like, changed a little to accommodate for this, like maybe force all the enemies to not respawn here until you beat the boss of the area or something, to just add to the somberness of... somberness isn't a word, but you get the idea. This is a fuel tank, judging by the look of it, but any liquid left inside would surely have been rendered useless by now. Well, we don't have a ship to use that liquid anyway, so... As for this, years of rust have tightly cemented the doors of these shipping containers. If they hold cargo, they do so with an unyielding grip. Too bad no parts to be had there for Bhakti, but the last part is right over here. And there's our metal plate. So now we have all the parts necessary to repair Bhakti. So we're going to go back and repair him, and then we'll continue along the bridge here after that. It means we have to run through all the enemies again, to be fair, but it's okay. Stage 9 requires a lot of CP, so getting a little extra isn't going to hurt us. I think that's all the examine points. I could have missed one or two, but I don't remember if I did. Pretty sure I got them all. Well, either way. It gives you the idea, right, is that this place was a highly industrialized, well, highly industrialized for Pulse kind of town, and it's been virtually wiped off the map since the War of Transgression. Hell, honestly, the War of Transgression might have been the reason why it was wiped off the map. All this crystal dust and stuff might be residue from the whole Ragnarok thing way back when. So, well, I guess we don't have to fight that many enemies. There's a few that haven't respawned yet, so that's kind of nice. It's fine. You've built a somber enough picture. Yeah, I suppose I have. Because it's a hell of a thing, this place. That's for sure. Again, I just think they could have done a better job with making it feel more morose, I guess. There's your SAT word for the day.
The first SAT word you've ever said that I've known.
Yeah. And it feels like they kind of went halfway with it too, though, right? Like, you wouldn't have kept the music for the whole area the same, even in battles, if you weren't going to go for that kind of an atmosphere, right? But, I don't know. Surprised we didn't get a preemptive on this guy. Oh, well. But yeah, see, even without the Whistlewind Scarf, by the time I've got all my commands queued up for Saz, I've basically got my ATB bar all the way up. And then I've still got Saz, Haste to take advantage of for the first 60 seconds. So, and I mean, I guess, yeah, Saz is the one taking advantage of that, but, you know. Oh, okay. Off to aggression, then. Might as well, since he won't last very long anymore. Go quick, Saz, before he wails. There you go. And go again. Okay. I will never stop associating Moros with Tevi, since that's one of the major towns. There you go. Making an accidental Tevi reference. Didn't expect it today, but here we are. Wow, and these guys haven't even respawned yet. Maybe they only respawn certain enemies on the way to make it a little easier for you to get back. Although I think I remember when I played this point before. I'm just going to leave that Fatala. We don't need to fight him. I think when I played ahead a little bit before this, they did respawn, but maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just different depending on how far you went. Let's get Bakhtial gussied back up.
Hey, look who's back.
Roomba Cat.
Bakti, thank goodness.
Whew. You're a lifesaver, Saz.
Nah, it was just a quick tune-up. Don't mention it.
You can have your Wally robot back now. Maybe we'll find him in Eva back up on Cocoon. Anyway, moment of truth. Like I said, Bakhti's the pedometer. Have we taken enough steps on Pulse to get all of his rewards? Yes, we have, because if you get the words, congratulations, you are a true Pulsian pioneer, you have taken 10,000 or more steps on Pulse on foot.
Jesus Christ.
But somewhere out there, long-forgotten equipment still waits to be found. Bakhti's other little thing that he does is he gives you Bakhti's bonus bites. I believe there are 13 of these as well, so we just can't stop making references today, apparently. Anyway, Sulia Springs is home to a whopper of a fal'Cie. Be careful when walking near the water's edge. This is how you know about, again, I think it's Bismarck, but I'm not 100%. You know what? I'm going to look that up right now, because we're not doing the boss fight today, because it's already 9:50. Let me look that up. Final Fantasy 13. Sulia Springs. What is the fal'Cie of Sulia Springs? It is Bismarck, okay. I just wanted to make sure. So I was like, no, it's got to be. Like, who else could it be? You know? Yeah, I guess. But I think Leviathan is in Cocoon. I want to say. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just making shit up. Let's be real. All 5 or 6 people who did the music in Tevi did a bang-up job. Well, that's good. And it's good that they were able to spread that out across 5 or 6 composers, so that way you could get a variety of sounds that were all consistently high quality. You know. Anyway, after giving you the bonus bite, Bhakti will give you any rewards that he has left to give you for the steps that you've taken. He'll also give you the Treasure Hunter trophy if you have have obtained across the playthrough one of every item. You can't do that the first time you come here, though, so you'll never get Treasure Hunter at this point. But you will get the rewards for the steps that you've taken. So, rewards for the steps include 10 vials of Deceptisol, 2 ultra-compact reactors, a gold nugget, that sells for 60,000, 5 vials of perfume, those sell for 62,500 between all 5 of them, and then the ultimate reward, 3 platinum ingots. Those sell for 150,000 gil each. We are rich. For now, until I use them to buy components for all of my... Oh, look, the kids respawn. Here we go again. But yeah, that's why you wanted to do all of the steps that we did on Pulse. It may have been a little bit of, stuff. It may have been a little bit more than you may have wanted to do, but the reward is well worth the effort because it's a lot of extra money that you would have just been leaving on the table otherwise. I will show you in a moment once we get back to the save point what we're dealing with here. I had to show the kids the fire. God, I feel terrible about this. I keep doing it, but I still feel terrible about it.
Mine would be unrelated. I'm going to my room because I'm beat.
Okay, you go. Maybe don't take a nap now, though. It's like 10 o'clock.
I'm going to go rest.
Okay.
So, I shall leave you to your tomfoolery.
All right, later, Cole. Okay, so now let's get to the save point at the end of the Rust-Eaten Bridge, I think. We could just get to the save point at the warehouse, but I think we might... Well, maybe I'll just stop there. It kind of depends on how long it takes us to get there. Alright, that should be good. Kind of loaded up to the 4th ruin that Fang does we start, because by then she should be able to kind of like get her ruins back, you know. See? He'll wail, but he'll be dead. Sting Entertainment just uploaded every track from all their games to YouTube. Can we get a new game now, please? Boy, that'd be nice. I forget if I've ever played any of Sting Entertainment's games. Because they're not the ones that made Ys. I don't remember what they made, now that I think about it. Ooh, that almost put me too far to the side to get a preemptive there. That wouldn't have been good. Yeah, Ys is Falcom. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I can't get enough of that little transformation sequence for Sass's weapon. This thing is super underground and niche. Okay. That would explain why I haven't heard of them. But yeah, I think what we'll do, once we get to the save point at the warehouse, I think I'll sell the stuff that we've got, and then I think after that we'll call it a day at the actual save point there, and then we'll go across the bridge on Friday. So, I'm trying to think now, though, because I've got some time this week. Like, I'm going to be at school, obviously. I start school tomorrow. But I will have some time to play this week, so I'm not sure if I should, like, play ahead again to kind of do some other stuff. Because, like, I don't think I'm going to do that thing that I said I was maybe going to do, where I get the Wurtzite Bangle so Saz can use the Pleiades without having too much of an HP loss. Although it's not the Pleiades themselves he's going to use. You have to upgrade them to Tier 2 in order to make them really, really good, but we'll work on that. Hell, we might do it now, honestly, so I can show you what I'm talking about with them, because we've got the Perovskite. We can upgrade them, technically speaking. And I don't need anybody else's weapons to be anything other than Tier 1 for the boss fight, so I think I talked myself into it. Oh, they're the Yggdra Union developers? Okay, Knights in the Nightmare and Baroque. Okay. I guess I should have known. So, I mean, honestly, as soon as I saw Yggdra Union, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, the vampire's already staggered, so maybe Smart Bomb's not a good idea. But we can get all the stuff on him, so then we can just go aggression and then just blast him. Yeah, I like that. That'll work. I don't know, it feels like we're shredding them now. Like, it feels like, I mean, that's probably from D-Shell, to be fair, but it feels like before, oh, we got a Fortisol, that's nice. Feels like before those guys had just enough health to be really, like, powerful and annoying, but now that we got our weapons upgraded, I mean, no shit, right? Like, we upgraded our weapons all the way to star rank from level 1, so of course we're shredding him, but I don't know, it's just a nice feeling, I guess, all of a sudden just being able to shred enemies that were giving you trouble previously, to be fair. Well, not trouble, but more trouble than normal, I guess. Excuse me. Alright, let's sell our hard-earned loot from all the walking we did. I don't know what I'm going to do with this extra Fortisol that I got, but now we have 10 Deceptisol. Excuse me, so we can actually use this for something for a little bit now, unlike before where we were kind of just hanging on to it and only using it in very specific situations, but now we can use it for some missions that we've got going on. But yeah, here's the platinum ingots that we just got. Again, 450,000 gil just for doing that little bit of walking we did. And that's just the platinum ingots. You also get a gold nugget, which is 60,000 more. We're over the 1,000,000 marker now. And here's the 2 ultra compact reactors. That saves you 100,000 gil that you would otherwise have to use to buy them. Here's the perfumes. Sell all those. 62,500 more. And there you go. We are rich. We're over 1,000,000 gil. Fantastic. Now, what else do I want to do? Oh yeah, I'm going to upgrade the Pleiades so I can show you what they do. Since we've got the Perovskite, I may as well already do this just so I can show you, because I can use them for something after this. So, let's see. Pleiades High Powers. So, in order to upgrade these, we're going to need 36 Sturdy Bones, 22 Barbed Tails, 36 Vibrant Ooze, 1 Ultra Compact Reactor. Well, let me do the Vibrant Ooze and all that stuff. How long until you go into debt spending all of that? At the rate I'm going, pretty soon. Like I said, we don't really need to upgrade the weapons beyond Tier 1, I don't think, in order to do everything that I want to do. It might be worth me testing it, to be honest with you. Like, that might be something I can do over the next few days while I'm not streaming until Friday, is just see if I can take care of one of the enemies that we would normally have to fight for a mission later. That I'm going to fight with the Pleiades, obviously, but we'll talk about that when we get there. Alright, so we need 1 more Ultra Compact Reactor. We can actually buy a Dark Matter now if we wanted to upgrade the thing, but we'd be spending basically all our money on just the Dark Matter, and we wouldn't even have enough for the Adamantite, so yeah, maybe we won't do that. Alright, 36 of these, 22 of these, 36 of these, oops. Buy a trap, oh my god. Buying a trapezohedron feels so wrong. Like, I don't think I could ever buy, like, even in the, I mean, I guess later if you had so much money you didn't know what to do with it, yeah, then you'd have an excuse to buy a trapezohedron, but there's, like, so many other ways you can get a trapezohedron if you want one. Granted, they're not guaranteed, but, well, one of them is, because you can dismantle a Genji glove, but, you know, would you want to dismantle a Genji glove? That's the question. Alright, so in order to do this one, we have the ultra compact reactors, we need 45 superconductors. And then we will be able to star the Pleiades. And you might be thinking, okay, well, but come on, how good could the Pleiades possibly be at a star level of Tier 2? Well, first of all, they're a starred Tier 2 weapon. Right now, we're only working with starred Tier 1 weapons, so they'll be fantastic just as a result of that. But it's so much more than you even know. Let's take a look. Alright, so this is the same as the Hawkeye and the Eagle Talon, or not the Eagle Talon, the Hawkeye and the Edge Carbine. Eagle Talon is the Tier 2 version of the Hawkeye, right? Yeah, it is. 36 of either Vibrant Ooze, Sturdy Bone, or Barbed Tail. I'm going to use the Vibrant Ooze just because that's what's in my notes. So that brings them up to just a little bit, but it gets to the ×3 multiplier. And then 17 superconductors. I almost just did that wrong. So here's the Pleiades at star level. 340 strength is nothing to sneeze at. That's a larger bonus than any other tier 1 weapon that we've had so far, but it still reduces your HP by 70%. However, if you perovskite the Pleiades high powers, they turn into the Hyades Magnums, which give you the Silk Tiger ability instead. And the Silk Tiger ability is similar to Paper Tiger, but instead of reducing your HP by 70%, it reduces it by 40%. Much more manageable with just a single bangle. Now, obviously, you need the highest level bangle available in order to really micromanage it. The highest level bangle available, I said before, is a Wartsite bangle. It gives you 3,000 extra HP. So Saz will always be the second lowest HP in the whole party with the Wartsite bangle and the Hyades Magnums equipped. He'll still have more than Hope, which is really funny, but he'll still have the second lowest HP. But that's why he has such high HP growth, I think, because they said, well, what if people actually equip this weapon and they use it? And why would you want to use this? Well, let me show you what it looks like maxed out. Hold on. We need 36 sturdy bones, 22 barbed tails, 3 ultra compact reactors, and then the other superconductors that we just bought. So here's this. We'll get this to ×3. These 22 barb tails that we're using will maintain the ×3 multiplier even after we use the ultra compact reactors, because that will increase it by enough experience to where this won't reduce it below the 501 experience that we gave it. Now, obviously, 3 ultra compact reactors is a lot. It's going to take it up by 396,000 experience, and it's not going to be done yet. But then once we get the 28 superconductors, we'll be done. So keep going. No, that strength is not a typo. But we can go even further than that and star it. And if you star the Hyades Magnums, they give Saz 1,140 extra strength. Again, that is not a typo. That is real. Watch, I will show you. If we equip these to Saz now, well, he has 1,500 strength. He has 2,600 HP, to be fair, but he has 1,500 strength in Stage 8 of the Crystarium. Which, yeah, is a lot of strength. It tanks his magic stat, but to be fair, usually when I use Saz, I use him as a physical attacker anyway. His Blitz is one of the best physical attacks in the game, especially if the enemies are large, and most bosses are large. So this was why I was like, you know, maybe I'll get a Wartsite bangle, but no, you weren't supposed to go even further beyond, but we did. But in order to get a Wartsite bangle, we would have had to have taken the diamond bangle that I had, right? We would have had to upgrade that with adamantite to get an adamant bangle. So the adamantite's already 220,000, not even accounting for the fact that we need, I have it in my notes, hold on. To get this diamond bangle to max, we would need 43 sturdy bones, 1 ultra compact reactor, 49 superconductors, which is like probably about 120,000 gil. So then 220,000 for the adamantite to get it to an adamant bangle. That's 340,000 gil. Adamant bangle needs 36 barbed tails, 15 vibrant oozes, 2 more ultra compact reactors, and 23 superconductors, which is what, like another 200,000? So that's not a ton. It doesn't get him enough HP, I think. It only gives 1,500 HP. So it doesn't give him enough to really get him to the point where he's safe with the Hyades Magnums. But then you get to the Wartsite bangle, and if you get a dark matter, which, by the way, costs 840,000 gil, so at this point we're already up to 1.3 million gil just for this one bangle. But once you get the Wartsite bangle, it instantly gives 800 more HP than the maxed out adamant bangle. It starts at like 2,300 and something HP that it gives you, which is much more reasonable for Saz to be in terms of HP totals. And then if you upgrade that all the way, to get it that 3,000 HP, you need to use 18 sturdy bones, 18 barbed tails, 27 vibrant oozes, 3 particle accelerators, 2 superconductors, and 6, count 'em, 6 ultra compact reactors. That by itself is like 350,000 more gil. So by the time you're done with this damn bangle, you've spent 1.65 million gil, and we don't have that. And I've done everything I could up to this point to get as much gil as possible, to just squeeze as much gil out of every item, and we're still below 1 million. So how would you get all of that money? And are we ever going to actually make it back to Cocoon here, or are we just going to take care of the brands and live out the rest of our lives on Grand Pulse? Find out on the next episode of Final Fantasy XIII, the Stream Edition, which will be happening on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. And I will see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, will be on Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Probably the schedule is going to be pretty similar. I mentioned this on a previous stream, but schedule's probably going to be pretty similar for the next several weeks, at least probably until spring break, because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for me are pretty well stacked with stuff for me to do. So probably be Sunday, Friday, Saturday every week from here on out. So it'll be 4 days off, 3 days on, and it'll all be good. Anyway, until Friday, everybody, take care and have a good one. And also, sorry for talking all of your ears off for like 10 minutes about, technical stuff about upgrading weapons in this game, but yeah, the high 80s Magnums just make me happy. They're such a high risk reward weapon. It's great. And min-maxing it in order to make it work as his actual weapon, it's a puzzle that I like unraveling, so it always makes me happy to think about it and talk about it.